donation to America's relief efforts until we reach our goal of $5 million. Just by doing what you do every day, you can help the victims and families of September 11th. To find out more, call 1-800-DISCOVER or go to discovercard.com.
Welcome to Capital One's presentation of ESPN Bowl Week. Bowl Week, when victory is the common purpose between groups of young men. It's a matter of pride. It's a matter of glory.
Down by 6 now, 3 seconds left. McMahon throwing for the end zone. Who has the ball? Touchdown, Brigham Young!
Harrington quarterback draw. Harrington touchdown! Back to Harrington, who has it for touchdown!
Texas first Washington. With a solid ground game and Roy Williams through the air, Major Applewhite has all the weapons in his first start all season. While Washington's Cody Pickett and go-to guy Reggie Williams will need to be perfect against the nation's #1 defense. Will the Longhorn D spoil the Huskies' holiday? The Culligan Holiday Bowl, next.
And we are live on a glorious night in San Diego for one of the annual highlights of Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN. It is the 24th Culligan Holiday Bowl. Second in the Pac-10, number 20 in the land, Washington. Number 9 in the champions of the South in the Big 12, the Longhorns of Texas. Good evening, everyone. Mike Tirico, so glad you're with us here on the final Friday of 2001. 65-7 was the Washington story at #1 Miami. Soured a successful season. So what's going on for the Huskies tonight? Simple. Their motivation is redemption. As for Texas, one of those 5 superpower teams that had it in their hands, a chance to win the championship, play for it at least in the Rose Bowl a couple hours north of here. They didn't get it done in the Big 12 championship game. They have the talent. The question is, what kind of passion are they going to play with tonight here in San Diego? I'm joined, as always, by Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit. And, guys, it is Major Applewhite, who didn't start a game all year, starting his final game of his career here this evening.
Well, Mack Brown told us yesterday the reason that Major Applewhite will get to start in this game is the momentum that he created in the Big 12 championship game, where he nearly brought back the Longhorns from a 19-point deficit. Major Applewhite has been here before. In fact, this will be his 30th career start. Thing I love about the guy is he's a competitor. He's 21-8 as a starter. You got to go back to 1999, where Major Applewhite was the Big 12 Co-Offensive Player of the Year. After all that he's been through, he still was able to deliver in that Big 12 championship game because he was mentally sound and positive after what he had been through. He'll be fine tonight as a starter. But Dr. Jerry Punch, I think the real question for the Longhorns will be the health of their premier running back, Cedric Benson.
Exactly, Herbie. It was 27 days ago in the Big 12 championship game that Benson sustained a bruise and stretch in the nerves in the right side of his neck and shoulder, producing a loss of range of motion and weakness in the right arm. The range of motion came back in about a week, but the weakness has not. It was not until 4 days ago that Cedric Benson practiced, and he had not had any contact until about 5 minutes ago. In pregame warm-ups, Mack Brown decided to see if the young man had enough strength in his right hand and right arm to be able to take on a hit. So they had some warm-ups there. And here's how the doctors are going to check him. In the locker room, they had him hold a 1-pound bottle of water out to the right side of his arm at 90 degrees for 30 seconds. If he can hold it up for 30 seconds, the strength is coming back. Until 2 days ago, he could not do that. Now he can. Now Victor Ike will start, and the big question is how much of Cedric Benson will play. Well, it's still a game-time decision. They're looking at him right now. Ike will be the starter. Benson may play. And, Mike, that true freshman is certainly the catalyst for this Longhorn offense.
Well, Doc, the same is true over on the Washington side. Coach, they've got the best true freshman receiver in the country, and a guy named Reggie Williams.
You know, Reggie Williams is a superstar, and he's a freshman. He opened the season against Michigan, and all he did against the Big Blue was catch 4 passes for 134 yards. Now, he's 6'5", 215 pounds. And the key to this kid is watch him. Be careful, Texas, because the first time Washington gets in the red zone, I would not be surprised if old Reggie gets in the end zone and tries a jump ball over the corners from Texas. This guy is a super player and could be the difference in Washington winning this football game or not.
He goes head-to-head against Quentin Jammer,
yes, sir.
Maybe the best covered corner in the country. We got Roy Williams from Texas, Mike Williams on the Texas offensive front. They got Larry Cody Pickett. Let's get it on. We got great football tonight from San Diego, the 2001 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Also, log on your computer, go online. We'll tell you why it's going to be a special night in San Diego as Bowl Week continues.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 Culligan Holiday Bowl is brought to you by Bank of America, official sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team, and by New Edge Clean Shaving Gel. It helps lift dirt and oil every time you shave.
It's a club, but more than just any club. It's Club Dish. What's in it for you? Each time a friend joins Dish Network, you save $60 off programming per year. Have lots of friends? You don't have a bill. Okay, here's how you get into Club Dish. Call Dish Network, ask for a Club Dish enrollment packet. Your friends start signing up to Dish Network. You start saving. But that's just the start. Get more free stuff, even a priority customer service phone number. Call, give, get. Any questions? Call and get into Club Dish. It's worth it.
Style is moving, and the way to communicate style the best is for people to actually feel a part of it. And the immediacy of a style network is going to influence everybody's lives. My whole life is devoted to style. So for me, this is going to be a tremendous luxury and a great source of inspiration.
Style, the fashion, beauty, and home design network.
Get the most with America's Top 150. Call 1-800-333-DISH to order.
The eyes of Texas are upon you all the livelong day.
2001 was another step forward in the eyes of Texas, winning like they haven't seen in 4 decades. The Major is back in the saddle with his 44 school records and a high-octane offense. Along with the nation's #1 defense, tonight the Longhorns look to stamp the season with a stampede. This era of Washington football has started out rather nicely with Rick Neuheisel at the helm. The Huskies have become college football's cardiac pack. Tonight they're underdogs again, but that's okay. It's just another Washington opportunity to prove that they belong with the nation's best. In one of the nation's best cities, we welcome you to San Diego, California, the 24th Culligan Holiday Bowl. Overcast, but weather won't be a factor. It never is when we're in San Diego. Well, you've been hearing all day. This is Birds Friday on ESPN, the convergence of TV and the internet to enjoy tonight's game. See all the items. The headline, I think, is real-time coaching with real coaches. And they are joined here in San Diego by Steve Seifert. Steve?
Mike, I'm privileged to be sitting next to 2 men with 67 years of college coaching experience. Jim Donnan and Dick Tomey have had unique access to the Husky and Longhorn staffs leading up to this game. And tonight they'll wear the ESPN.com head coaching hats and share that knowledge and their perspective online throughout the game. First, Coach Donnan, you're heading up the Huskies. What do you say in the pregame talk?
Can't wait to play, Steve. This is a great night for football. We got to get that bad taste out of our mouth, that Miami game. Get the game to the 4th quarter. We're the best 4th quarter team in America.
Coach Tomey, you're the Longhorns boss. Do you script the first 15 plays, something like that?
The Longhorns don't script plays, Steve, but the Longhorns do want to play this football game very badly coming off the Colorado game. The big thing I would say in the locker room is finish it, because you have to finish it against this outstanding team from Washington. They played great in the 4th quarter. You have to double beat them. You have to finish every block, every tackle, every run, everything you do, and not get in a tight game in the 4th quarter with this Husky team.
All right, fair enough. Well, he's talking about finishing, Mike. We're just getting started, so log on.
All right, Stephen, we'll visit with you guys during the night. There's Mack Brown on the Texas side, 4 years in Austin, 4 bowl games, 9, 9, 9, and 10 the win total. Other side, Rick Neuheisel, 3 years in Seattle, 3 bowl games. Holiday Bowl 2 years ago, won the Rose Bowl last year, back in San Diego again tonight. As we say, at this point, every year, every time you come to San Diego, you wonder, why don't we live here? It's a great place, a terrific bowl setting. Texas will kick to Washington. And we're underway in the 2001 Holiday Bowl. Brock Alexander from the 4. Found a seam and still on his feet. Alexander brings it out to the 47-yard line. 43-yard return. It's an excellent set of special teams for the Huskies. He'll be let out by Cody Pickett, the sophomore quarterback in his first year starting. He played the last half of the season with a separated right shoulder. He's tough but good. With him in the backfield, the offensive MVP of the year, senior Willie Hurst. Walker's mostly a blocker. Williams caught 55. He's the freshman. Elstrom, a senior, 35 catches. First game that Jeremy Stevens is really healthy, coming off the broken bone in his foot. Drive starts from the 47. Here is Hurst. 5 to the Texas 48. Wrestled down by Ahmad Brooks, the senior from Abilene, and right away, some attitude from both sides. Check the men blocking for Hurst. Kyle Benn, the guy in the middle, was the lone returning starter. Kept them together, first team Pac-10. Everyone else emerged as the season went on. Here's Texas up front.
Texas is number 6 in the nation in run defense. The key aggressive play up front. Number 40, Corey Redding, the 5th leading tackler on the football team.
6'5", 260, out of Houston. 2nd and 5. It is Hurst again. He'll get only a yard. Active safeties. Ahmad Brooks made the first tackle. Nathan Vasher, the strong safety, makes the second tackle. Here's the back 7 for the Longhorns. D.D. Lewis in the middle. 3 seniors back there, but Lewis makes his 51st and final start, more than anybody in the history of UT football.
Well, Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator, believes in attacking style. He'll play a lot of man coverage, and he'll overload the box because he has 4 defensive backs that are really 4 corners, including the 2 safeties. They can all run.
3rd and 4, needing to get to the yellow line for the first down. In man coverage, they tried to get it to Williams, but Quentin Jammer was right over there with him. That's the matchup. Best covered corner in the country, best true freshman receiver in the country.
That's the matchup to watch tonight. Reggie Williams is highly touted. He had a great rookie year in the Pac-10. And Quentin Jammer, he didn't have a lot of opportunities to make plays this year because the team's going away from him and going towards Roderick Babers. But tonight, I think Washington has confidence in Reggie Williams, and they will test Quentin Jammer.
Despite the good field position, no first down, and Derek McLaughlin, freshman, who had 5 punts blocked this year, will kick it away. Bounce out of bounds at the 14. Kick of 33, and Major Applewhite will have a long field to deal with. 44 career Texas records, 21-8 as a starter, and the final game in the Burnt Orange, he starts for the Longhorns. Victor Ike will get the start because of the injury to Cedric Benson, the 1,000-yard rushing freshman. The receivers are just terrific, all sophomores. Sloan Thomas, Roy Williams, B.J. Johnson, but they all had key drops in this game last year. Bo Scaife, the tight end.
Talent-wise, they're as good as any group in the country. They can all really get up and down the field.
Drive start at the 14. Applewhite throw. Complete to Williams. 7 to the 21 on Chris Massey, the sophomore from out here in California, Moreno Valley. To show you what's going on, battle in the trenches. The guys center and right, Anderson, Kirk Hughes, and Williams seniors. Williams likely a top 10 NFL draft pick in April.
Randy Hart, the defensive line coach for Washington, told me before the game, this is the best offensive line they will have seen all year. And they've seen some good ones in the Pac-10. He says Larry Triplett, their all-star, needs to step up and make plays for him tonight.
Pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The give to Victor Ike. Squirms forward for the first down at the 27. Good second effort for the junior from Austin. It was his job until Cedric Benson emerged this year. There's motivation for Victor tonight. Here's the back 8 for the Huskies. The linebacking core, Madavi's a great story. Walk-on has become a good tackler. Jamon Williams, they're strongest on the inside.
the secondary, number 12, Omari Lowe, leads the Huskies defensive backs. He led Washington tackles against Michigan. In fact, he had a 21-yard touchdown return for a touchdown against the Big Blue to help win that game.
That's the unit that's got to get it done tonight. Ike is popped on the first down run. Greg Carruthers, up from his strong safety spot, kid from Montana, made the play.
I want to say something. Randy Hart's a very fine defensive coach, but if he thinks the Texas offensive line is better than Miami, I think he needs another thinking.
Well,
because there's no way that Texas's offensive line can compare with the offensive line of Miami that we've seen, who scored 60-some against that Washington team.
Yeah, that's right. Last game they played, I think more than anything, he said that physically this is probably the most imposing offensive line that they've seen.
Matt Trissel, the fullback, in motion. Applewhite to Roy Williams. Had a block out there, but Omari Lowe made enough of a play to knock him to the ground. 3rd and long coming up. Here's Doc Punch on the sideline.
And guys worked in the Longhorn bench and their doctors. Cedric Benson did indeed pass the water bottle test, holding the bottle up in the locker room, but they have determined he did not have enough strength to hold the football and take a lick. And therefore, the word is that Benson will not play. Again, Benson will not play. It is Victor Ike all the way tonight for the Longhorns.
Well, if they get a first down or next drive, we'll talk about how that impacts this Texas offense. Whole different game without number 32. This is 3rd and 14, needing to get to the 38. Applewhite dumps down to Brett Robbins. Tackled. 35, Marquise Cooper, backup linebacker in there to get the sophomore running back Robin. But he's short of the first down, and Texas will kick it away.
Let's go,
That's Brian Bradford, junior college transfer, done a nice job kicking. Charles Frederick has a punt return for touchdown and averages 14.6 per return. Got it on the run. And out to the 39-yard line. He returned it 11 yards. After the punt of 45, Washington takes over in good field position when we come back to San Diego.
Remember house calls?
Hey, Culligan Man.
The Culligan Man still makes them, and they're on the house. Now your local Culligan Man will make a house call and do a no-cost, no-obligation analysis of the water in your home. He knows all about water softeners and whole house filters, bottled water service, and drinking water systems. And he's got a great introductory rental offer, just $3 a month for the first 3 months. To schedule your free in-home water analysis by an expert who knows about the water where you live, call 1-800-CULLIGAN or visit Culligan.com.
At Bank of America, we really wanted to participate in the Olympic Winter Games. But in the end, we decided to support the real athletes and stick to the things we do best. Like making it easier to pay your bills with America's most popular online bank.
Hey, Edge Gel is gonna clean up your act with Edge Clean Shave Gel.
Edge Clean.
Edge Clean's got a built-in facial cleanser that helps lift dirt and oil every time you lather. To help lift dirt and oil every time you shave.
Edge Clean Complete.
So clean up your act with Edge Clean Shave Gel.
Ooh.
Nice shot. Buffalo wings, $1 each.
A buck a wing. Woo, how much for the whole buffalo?
You know something better for $1?
How about a 20-minute phone call?
Really?
Sure, dial 1010-220 and all calls up to 20 minutes, 99 cents.
7 cents a minute after 20.
1010-220 is cheap. Hey, the wings are on me.
Hey, man, quit blocking the plate.
Sorry, dude, it's my job.
Hey,
dial 1010-220.
You practice
Hey,
all
man,
week.
you're big leaguing me now.
Some of the Christmas scene in Old Town, San Diego. A little Feliz Navidad. Texas here for the 2nd consecutive year. Washington for the 2nd time in 3 years. As the players said, hey, if you have to come back to a place, why not San Diego?
They do a great job. The atmosphere. John Reed just was the executive director for like 400 years. He just
21.
21. He just finally retired, and he did a great job. In fact, in 1979, I was fortunate enough to bring an Indiana team here to play against BYU. Great bowl trip.
And a great bowl game. One of the better bowl games of all time. 1st and 10 for Cody Pickett. The sophomore is in some trouble. He takes off, takes a hit as he gets out to the 43-yard line. That right shoulder is something we have to watch at all times tonight. Derek Johnson, also a true freshman, number 2 on this team in tackles. Doesn't start, but you know he's in the game. He makes quite an impact.
Derek Johnson was the Big 12 Defensive Freshman Player of the Year, and he doesn't even start the game. At 6'4", 215 from Waco, Texas. He is a superstar in the making.
Future great one for Texas, and really finally gives them a physical inside linebacker. Really a gifted man. D.D. Lewis is a great player, but Derek Johnson is physically talented.
2 tight ends, 1 back, and they will throw it towards Williams, who caught it on Quentin Jammer. That's a 1st down at the 48-yard line.
Pretty physical here, and that's the way it's going to be between these two, because it's going to be one-on-one all night. Very little safety support behind Quentin Jammer. Find out who's going to be the guy that's going to make the plays here. A lot of shoving, a lot of pushing back and forth. And Reggie Williams showing Quentin Jammer that he's not going to back down from the senior. He makes a nice catch there and picks up the 1st down.
Cody Pickett was the reason why that play was complete, because he threw the ball where Jammer could not get to it. That's why it was a big play.
From the 48, Hurst. Just a couple to the 46-yard line. Not on my time, says Marcus Tubbs, the sophomore from DeSoto, Texas.
Cody Pickett lost 15 pounds from the beginning of the year. Early in the year, he had an injury. We've talked about it already tonight. Since then, he hasn't been able to lift weights. He can't even do push-ups. So he's lost a lot of weight. He's lost some velocity on his throws, and they are careful with him. This is an offense that typically they like to run the ball. They like to mix in the veer option. They have not been able to do that this year, even though he's probably faster than Marcus Tuiasosopo.
Or so he says, right? Here is Pickett tossing complete to Todd Elstrom. The senior takes it out to the 25-yard line. That's a pickup of 21 and a 1st down for the Huskies.
Cody Pickett this time sets up in the pocket really nice. You get good protection. And the reason why this play is good, Kirk, watch him lean forward and follow through. That was a perfect rhythm pass that got there. Kirk, I like this kid's setup. He's quicker than I thought in the film. He's a really quick setup.
Yeah, he's very quick. I think he's one of the more talented young quarterbacks you'll see in all of college football. Only a sophomore. It's his 1st year starting. His arm strength is probably his greatest strength. We're talking about his athleticism, but they committed to him and his throwing ability this year. And they've had some great results.
From the 25, pump and go for Wilbur Hooks. Incomplete.
The pass incomplete.
You know, I just absolutely love Rick Neuheisel's game plan and his offensive coordinator, Keith Gilbertson. You know who exactly they're going for in big plays? They're going for the All-American Quentin Jammer. That's one of the theories that I always used to like. You always attack an opponent at its strength, because if you could beat him at the strength, you demoralize him. So if you could beat Quentin Jammer, then you demoralize the Texas team. And that Rick Neuheisel is a brilliant offensive coach with Keith Gilbertson. That's the theory they're using, going after the strength to beat the strength, demoralize the Texas defense.
2nd and 10. Elstrom in motion. They throw again. A lot of throws here. Pickett incomplete for Jeremy Stevens, the huge tight end, 6'7", 260. Come back to Cody Pickett for a second. Caldwell, Idaho, sophomore, got to replace Marcus Tuiasosopo. And he came in this year and set some significant school records. And we talk about sophomore passing yards. You think of the guys who've been there: Conklin, Brunell, Holbert. Go back to Sonny Six-Killer, of course. Quarterback history. Washington's had greats. And I didn't mention the best of all of them, with Warren Moon. When you set passing records at this school, you're good.
He's also tough. He's played with injury and pain all year long and been able to hang in there and come up with some great games.
3rd and 10. First option not open. Hurst out of the backfield. He couldn't get turned around. Now he had beaten D.D. Lewis. Neuheisel knows his team might have 6 instead of trying for 3.
The whole thing is going to be whether or not they're going to be able to protect Cody Pickett, because Washington has the athletic ability at running back and wide receiver and tight end to beat the man coverage that Texas will apply. So if they can protect Pickett tonight, they're going to have opportunities to score points.
John Anderson, second-team All-League, a field goal attempt of 43 yards, powerful leg, sometimes inaccurate, better from between the hash marks. That thing, folks, is in Mexico. That wasn't even close. Good drive, no points. Texas ball when you come back to San Diego.
The cars from Chrysler. Exhilarating performance. Incredible engineering. And of course, eye-catching designs.
I don't believe in luck. I work hard.
I take control.
So when I decided to quit smoking, I chose Nicorette.
Nicorette helps me take charge.
Helps prevent cravings by setting a regular schedule.
8 pieces a day.
10.
7.
And if a sudden craving appears,
I take action with another piece.
And now, thanks to me and Nicorette,
I'm finally gonna win.
and luck has nothing to do with it.
You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Hey, we're here with a bunch of friends in our racing limo to test the power of interstate batteries, so come on, check it out. Anyone for a power shake? We've got him.
hey, this baby cranking out some power.
Look, we're on. We're doing pretty good.
Interstate Batteries. Power fast, built to last.
Hey, Bobby, we just won first, second, third place.
Monday, Brandon Doman and BYU stare down Louisville. BYU Louisville, the AXA Liberty Bowl, 4 o'clock Monday on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 Culligan Holiday Bowl is presented by Culligan. For a no-cost, no-obligation in-home water analysis, contact your local Culligan man at Culligan.com. And in part by Chrysler. Drive equals love.
24th year of the Culligan Holiday Bowl. 4th year, it's the Pac-10 against the Big 12. Been here for all 4 and seen some terrific matchups. Nebraska, Arizona, Washington, Kansas State. Last year, Texas and Oregon, 35-30 shootout. Chris Sims started for the Longhorns that game. Major Applewhite tonight. Victor Ike, who had a kickoff return for touchdown in that game, gains just a couple of yards on first down. If you're just joining us, Cedric Benson, the 1,053-yard true freshman, will not play because of the stinger in his shoulder. Now, what does that do, guys, to the Texas offensive game plan?
Well, let me tell you what I think it does. First of all, we saw Oklahoma, Texas without Benson, and Texas did not score a touchdown because they had no offensive balance. I think that's really going to hurt Texas tonight, to not have him, Benson, running the football, Kirk.
2nd and 8. From the 27. One back they run. Ike will have the first down as he put his head down and ran right over Alexander.
And we're going to see how, as this game progresses, Lee, that I think Oklahoma had a lot to do with Texas not being able to run that day, whether Benson was in there or Ike or Ivan Williams. I think Victor Ike gives you speed in the backfield. I think it changes the game plan without Benson in there. I think now they rely more on their passing ability, the short passing game of Major Applewhite. They're going to have to try to throw. Before, they relied on Benson to establish the run, make the safeties commit down, and then have one-on-one opportunities on the outside. Unless Victor Ike can get it going early tonight, they're going to have to start throwing more.
From the 36, out of the 3-wide set, and you'll see a lot from the Longhorns. Applewhite's throw to B.J. Johnson. Out to the 40. 23 first down yards for the sophomore from Grand Prairie.
It's an opportunity here on 1st and 10 Texas early in this game has shown a tendency to run the football, so Washington is starting to come up to the line. Safeties are coming in and really trying to take that away. There's some openings there. That was a good call. Straight drop back. Nice job by Major Applewhite. Talk about rhythm and getting back there. That time, I think Major Applewhite showed that's his strength, getting back and getting rid of the football.
Adjusting this 1st and 10 play. The senior from Baton Rouge gives to Ike. A couple of yards. Larry Triplett's helmet came off in the tackle pile. Marcus Roberson was in there as well. Triplett, first-team All-Pac-10 senior out of L.A., closing out his college career tonight. He'll play on Sundays. Will Major Applewhite play on Sundays? Probably not as a star, maybe as a backup quarterback in the long run, but the moxie of a Major Applewhite and the intangibles that he brings has so defined his Texas career. 44 school records.
Second down, 8 to go. That'd be 39 yards.
That's going his entire senior season without starting a game until tonight. 2nd and 8. Deflected at the line of scrimmage. Ben Madavi.
A pass blocked by number 41.
The thing I think that is very, very important for people to appreciate about Major Applewhite is imagine being the co-Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year as a sophomore, only to lose your job for the next 2 years, battle through some injuries, for them to call on you your senior year, the last game of the year in the Big 12 championship game, and for you to mentally be in the right frame of mind to stay positive enough through all that time to come through and deliver. That says a lot about his character.
It brings Brent Robbins down at the bottom of the screen. 5 receivers in the pattern. Applewhite throws underneath and incomplete for Roy Williams. You know, the one question I had, and Major knows these guys very well, when he hasn't started to play game tempo with them all year, is there going to be a timing issue as this game gets going between QB and receiver?
Well, I think because a lot of these receivers he's worked with in the past and in game situations, not so much this year, but in the past last year. So you might see that early in the game, but I think as the game goes on and they get a better feel for what Washington's doing on defense, I think they'll get in sync.
Ryan Bradford tries to pooch it down there. Fair caught by Willie Hurst at the 10. Long field for Washington with this drive. After the 31-yard kick, to remind you what goes on in the Lone Star State tomorrow. Capital One Bowl Week continues with Cliff Kingsbury and Ricky Williams of Texas Tech. The Red Raiders will take on Khalil Hill and the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Sylvania Alamo Bowl presented by Siemens. Texas Tech, Iowa, 3:30 Eastern tomorrow on ESPN. Good games this afternoon, Capital One Bowl Week. Defensive struggle that A&M dominated, and then Boston College beating Georgia before us. First down run for the backup running back, Rich Alexis, who had nearly 400 yards this year. The sophomore takes it out to the 13.
Tough to run inside against this Texas defense. A lot of people thought last year when they lost Casey Hampton and Sean Rogers it could be a dip. And Marcus Stubbs and Maurice Gordon on the inside have done a really good job. And as Lee mentioned earlier, Derek Johnson's emergence as a true freshman along with D.D. Lewis in the middle. It's tough to run up the middle against the Longhorns.
2nd and 8, pass. First option's covered. Pickett pumps and goes and gets out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Number 3, Cody Pickett.
3rd and about a yard. He actually could have picked up the first down, as you saw by the yellow line. Heck of a lot easier to make that judgment with the line in there and when you don't have a 200-pounder chasing you as well. Well, Rick Neuheisel's team had to invent some things offensively. They were so good running the ball, replaced 4 out of 5 starters on the offensive line, and had 100 fewer yards per game this year.
I think that number is interesting because the thing that made them commit to the throw was the injury to Cody Pickett. This offense last year, think about how many times you saw the option from Tuiasa Soko. They may not have run it that much this year with Pickett, but they would have run it a lot more if he were healthy.
Pickett had trouble with that snap, and Alexis got popped. D.D. Lewis was able to make the hit up top as the surge came with Everett Rawls and Nathan Vasher.
And Marcus Tubbs, number 95, 6'4", 295 pounds from DeSoto, Texas, was the guy that penetrated and caused the line of scrimmage to move back. That's why they stopped that play cold.
Another punt for Washington with McLaughlin to kick. And another talented kick return man, Nathan Vasher, who just makes things happen when he touches the ball. High kick. Fair caught, 39-yarder, and we'll add 5 with a bubble violation from our Mountain West officiating crew. Well, they knew the Thursday night crew was coming, so they brought the Mountain West guys for the game tonight. It's a good crew. Ken Rivera is the referee. As you've seen all day and all during Capital One Bowl week, neutral conferences in bowl games.
Violation at the 2-yard zone. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Texas will have it in good field position, just shy of midfield, when Major Applewhite and the Longhorn offense comes back.
A decade of destruction. Long live the Undertaker! From the beginning of his legendary career. From Death Valley, I give you the Undertaker. To the rebirth of this world-renowned icon. The Undertaker is kicking! I think Dead Man Inc. is open for business! Witness the rise of one of the biggest superstars ever to step into the ring. The Undertaker. This is My Yard. Premiering Wednesday, December 5th and all month long on Dish On Demand.
It's a club, but more than just any club. It's Club Dish. What's in it for you? Each time a friend joins Dish Network, you save $60 off programming per year. Have lots of friends? You don't have a bill. Okay, here's how you get into Club Dish. Call Dish Network, ask for a Club Dish enrollment packet. Your friends start signing up to Dish Network. You start saving. But that's just the start. Get more free stuff, even a priority customer service phone number. Call, give, get. Any questions? Call and get into Club Dish. It's worth it.
It's the most wonderful week of the year.
Capital One Bowl Week continues Saturday. At noon, Toledo battles Cincinnati. At 3:30, Texas Tech looks to stop Iowa. And at 5:30, K-State tries to put a hurt on the Cuse. Cincinnati-Toledo, the Motor City Bowl at noon on ESPN. Iowa-Texas Tech, the Sylvania Alamo Bowl presented by Siemens at 3:30 on ESPN. Syracuse-Kansas State, the Insight.com Bowl at 5:30 on ESPN2. Capital One Bowl Week, Saturday.
Coach, what do we say pregame about these guys?
Oh, that's a band.
That's a good-looking band.
That's a good-looking band, boy. And you can't help it but stand up and put the horn sign when they plays the Eyes of Texas. It just, it takes over. Orlando, Columbus, Detroit, Ann Arbor, you stand up. It comes into your heart and soul.
Scoreless here with 3:31 in the first quarter. On Verge Friday, part of our bowl coverage, complete interaction, convergence of television and the internet tonight. Hope you're logged on at ESPN.com, enjoying the work of Jim Donnan and Dick Tomey as they real-time play head coach for these two teams. Applewhite protected the ball, got it in the hands of Roy Williams. To the 39, first down.
Interesting call. Roy Williams, number 4, 6'5", 210. Listen to this. He's run 6 reverses in his career for an average of 21.5 and 2 touchdowns. If you don't have a good running back and Cedric Benson's gone, give it to the wideout to run. That's a tremendous call right there by Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator. Get the ball in the hands of Roy Williams, and he can score.
First and 10 from the 38. Another reverse. This is Tony Jeffrey. He spins to the 23-yard line. Pulled down by Zach Tuiasosopo, but they pick up 13 and 15 in the same play.
The reason I'm surprised they went to it a second time, but the reason they went to it the first time is Washington's defense is so aggressive here in the early going, and they're flying to the football. that the coaches upstairs obviously saw that, and they went downstairs. They said, hey, let's try to come back with the reverse. The second time, you would think that Washington would be a little bit more prepared and slow down and be ready, but another big game.
The reason why those plays work is because they have extra time in a bowl week to practice on.
Victor Wright. Larry Triplett, first team all-conference, and you see why right there. He beat the block and made it a no-gain play.
Well, with the health of Jerome Stevens, they get him back. They're able to move him, not to get too technical over here, but they're able to move him to the defensive tackle, which moves now Larry Triplett over to the nose guard position. And Randy Hart believes at the next level, that's where Larry Triplett will be successful. He has to play nose guard as opposed to playing the 3 technique. He makes more plays and gets better penetration inside there.
After no gain, 2nd and 10. There he is again. Oh, man. 2 in a row.
This is basically what Larry Triplett is known for, power and speed, and he's able to fight off the block there. And once he's able to get through Kirk Hughes' block, you can see that he has incredible hand strength to bring down the ball carrier. But his quickness at 300 pounds is why people are talking about him being one of the better defensive tackles in the country.
Well, single-handedly, he's just shut down the Texas run game, back-to-back plays. 3rd and 11, needing to get to the 13. Applewhite to Sloan Thomas. Good job by Chris Massey. They've gone after him a couple times tonight. He's hung in there. It's shy of the first down, and a field goal attempt coming for Texas.
You know, you can always tell guys that end up in their careers, you go back and you look and you find out what did they play in high school. You know what Larry Triplett played in high school? Tailback. About 235, 240 pounds, he played running back. And whenever you have an athletic player who ends up moving down and putting on some weight, they never lose the athleticism, and that's why he's such a good player.
Walk-on kicker, Dusty Mangum from 35. Missed it. 2 missed field goals and no score in the first quarter. So Mangum, a walk-on kicker for Texas, who created his own website to get colleges interested in him. I don't think he'll list the picture of that field goal there. Speaking of online, we are online with our coverage of the game tonight on this Verge Friday, including pick the best Texas player of all time. Earl Campbell, Ricky Williams. Pretty good options. That's just a couple of the options. You can go log on to ESPN.com and take part in our poll via Enhanced TV. The best players in Texas football history. It's 10 from the 20, Alexis. With a couple of yards to the 22-yard line. Tommy Novus, the great linebacker, who went on to a terrific NFL career, is one of the other players who's on that selection panel for Texas, best all-time players. Talking about best in the history of their school, or 2 of the best quarterbacks in the history of their schools. Drew Brees on the left, Doug Flutie on the right. Doug wearing that Boston College hat proud after the Eagles win today. Of course, they are the quarterbacks for the San Diego Chargers. Pickett, the Washington quarterback, throws to Todd Elstrom. Makes the first down at the 33-yard line. Talking about great quarterbacks, Bobby Lane from Texas is the other person on the choice list at Enhanced TV. Lane, Novus, Williams, Campbell is part of the great tradition of Texas football. 4th all-time in wins among Division I programs. Only Michigan, Notre Dame, and Nebraska have one more football game. First down for the Huskies from their own 35. The fullback, Ken Walker, says hello to Nathan Vasher. Big stick, strong safety from Texarkana ends the first quarter with a 3-yard pickup. Each team ran 16 plays. Each team missed a field goal. And after one, the rare, scoreless opening quarter at the Holiday Bowl.
Sunday NFL Countdown. Sunday mornings at 11 Eastern. Only on ESPN.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Hey, this is cool.
How many 4x4s can you really take off-road?
That was great.
I suppose we better go give these guys a hand, huh?
With its patented four-wheel drive system, Jeep Liberty makes every day Independence Day.
No laughing this time, guys.
If you buy one DVD,
December 7th, 1941.
Buy Pearl Harbor, the movie critics hail as a DVD you must own. Pearl Harbor. Own it today on DVD.
Rolaids announces unbeatable taste. 5 great ways to spell fast relief. And now taste tests show even Tums can't beat Rolaids. In mint or fruit flavors, what a great tasting way to spell relief. Rolaids.
The bow. Resistance becomes strength. Becomes power. The power to change and reshape your entire body. This is Bowflex, an entire gem-in-one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 Health Club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance in any room in your home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. One simple workout. 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Bowflex is real. The results are real. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call right now for a free video and brochure. Bowflex, the power is yours.
It was our first house, and shortly before my parents' grand inspection, there was a tiny problem. I told my State Farm agent I had to get it fixed fast.
When you choose State Farm's Premier Service Claims Program, there's no calling around for estimates. You just go straight to a participating contractor and they'll guarantee their work.
So this is it?
It's just that simple.
Why, they don't build them like this anymore.
No, they don't.
Premier Service, just one more way. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Quarter of the 2001 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Third time this year Washington was scoreless in the first quarter. Fourth time for Texas, the Oklahoma State, and Missouri game. We start the second with Washington 2nd and 7. 3 receivers in the pattern. Pickett hit, but he found the tight end, Jeremy Stevens. Pulls forward to the 45. Ahmad Brooks is giving away nearly a foot, nearly 80 pounds.
We knew the health of Jeremy Stevens would be interesting in the way it affected Texas's defense. Tyrone Jones is big now. He's 6'4", but he doesn't quite have the athleticism here. He goes down to stay with Stevens. Stevens is not only 6'7", 260 pounds, but he has incredible athleticism, and he's the healthiest he's been all year long. I think when he's healthy, he could be the best tight end in the country.
Texas defensive end Kalen Thornton, shake it up, came out on that play. Maurice Gordon fired in there. Looks like we'll see 1st and 5 coming up.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Here's Jerry.
And guys, all week long, the Washington players have talked about how they played with a lack of intensity at Miami, how much they didn't have toughness when went to Miami, and the embarrassing 58-point margin of defeat, and what a bad taste left in their mouth. They have come out in the first quarter of this game thinking about that one, and the intensity is back for the Huskies.
Jerry getting a sense of that over on the Huskies sideline. 1st and 5, the rare fullback run, but it's Willie Hurst in that first back spot. And he has his first down. Washington's fullbacks carried only 20 times this year, but they used that wrinkle effectively, going back and watching some of their game tape from this season, with Hurst lining up, dotting the I.
Doc makes an interesting point. You can actually see Washington gaining confidence as this game is going on. Anytime you get beat the way they did in their last game, you want to get back onto the field, but in the back of your mind, you're also thinking about that defeat. As they continue to play this game and have more success, they're becoming more and more confident. That was the triple option there for Pickett on the veer, and a good read for a pickup.
From the 34, they're in Texas territory again, and going for Williams. Incomplete.
The pass is incomplete.
Jammer jammed him. Williams was able to get a step as the route continued.
Again, Rick Neuheisel using that theory I talked about earlier in the game, attacking the superstar of the other football team to demoralize the football team. Quentin Jammer is by far the best covered man in America, so why not go after him with Reggie Williams and see what you can get? If you do beat him, then you beat the best player, you demoralize a football team. I think that's wonderful strategy on Rick Neuheisel.
Shows confidence in his young receiver as well, going after it.
Drop off the press coverage, little screen for Alexis. He got jostled at the line, did a terrific job of staying on his feet, got out to the 28-yard line. We have a 3rd and 4 coming up after a pickup of 6.
Tackle made by Katie Lewis.
Anytime you're going to throw a screen, it's about the timing. Here, Pickett does a good job of setting it up and then selling it. And then after that, it's just a matter of Alexis getting and setting up the blocks. Watch how he kind of sets his first block up here. Once he had it kick out by Zajac, he was able to pick up a few more yards and give him a better chance at this first down here on 3rd and 4.
Tackled by Jermaine Anderson, who's in for Kalen Thornton. Washington looking for its first 3rd down conversion. Here's option with Pickett, who gets rocked. Tyrone Jones tied him up for everybody else to get there and have a shot at that right shoulder.
And Derek Johnson, number 11, 6'4", 216. He played the option perfectly, made the quarterback keep the ball, and then watch, he comes from the inside out, and boom, boy, does he stick him. That kid's going to be a sensational football player. Keep your eyes on number 11, Derek Johnson, the rest of the night.
Rest of his career. I think he's the best true freshman defensive player in the nation this year. We saw him play a handful of times, Coach, and he is absolutely amazing.
Anderson missed horribly his first time from 43. Snap wasn't good. Good job by the holder, and Anderson connects.
The 43-yard field goal attempt is good.
And Skursky did a nice job bailing out the bad snap. And Anderson's 43-yarder, the first points of the night. Washington 3, Texas nothing. The head coaches continue to battle wits. Let's see what our head coaches think. Over to Steve Seifert.
Hey, Mike, it's been fun watching the Brain Trust to work here. They are working their jobs tonight. Guys, what have you learned about your opponents that you're going to try to exploit down the road?
Well, go ahead, Jim.
I think Texas is doing a good job defending Washington, but Washington caught them off guard a little bit with the 2 backs in the backfield and can hurt them with the option and working on their backers.
Well, I think as far as Texas is concerned, they have a lot of offense available. The reverse and the run have given the pass good pass protection time, and Major seems to be dishing the ball off to second receivers really effectively. They have a lot of offense available right now.
All right, fair enough. Guys, they're taking stands and calling plays ahead of time. To follow the fun, all you have to do is log on and click the Enhanced TV logo on ESPN.com. That's all you have to do to follow this fun.
All right, Steve, it is. It's kind of neat, and there's also some options as well for folks at home to relive the history of these schools. Mel Kiper also has a breakdown of pro prospects for some of the people. Boy, there's plenty of that in this game.
Not only for this year, but for the years to come.
Absolutely. There are 3 Williams in this game who may be first-round top 10 picks over the next 2-3 years. Mike Williams, the lineman from Texas. Roy and Reggie, the receivers for the Longhorns and Huskies, respectively. Booming kickoff through the end zone and a touchback. Good job by John Anderson. We've been telling you about our Verge Friday. Here's what the ESPN.com site looks like if you click on. The million-dollar question, who should be the Texas starting quarterback, Major Applewhite or Chris Sims? You can be part of those polls and watch some real-time stats on the bottom as well as the coaches call plays along the way. Well, it is Applewhite starting in his final game. And he's been okay so far, considering he hasn't started a game all year. See if the offense can continue that passing that Tommy was talking about. They split out Ike, and Applewhite looks for the tight end. It's intercepted. Bo Scaife got a hand on it, but on the deflection, Ben Madavi comes up with the pickoff.
Mike, there's the timing that you were talking about earlier in this game. He threw behind Scaife here. He had him open if he makes an accurate throw, but by throwing behind him, Scaife did a good job just to come back and get a hand on the ball, and in doing so, he put it up in the air for Madavi to make the interception.
You know, in 1999, when Major Applewhite was playing all the time, he threw 156 times without an interception. That's a school record. You can tell he hasn't played a lot this year. That ball was not a well-thrown football.
Good pressure coming in also to rush the timing from Jerome Stevens. Turnover, see what Washington does with it. Stevens in motion. Pickett to throw. For Williams, incomplete.
I need to bring up one stat. It was very important. Colorado scored 24 points after Texas turnovers in the first half, and that's why they bombed Texas. Texas has not stood up to the plate when the other team has played very, very well and got a turnover. So it's very important psychologically here for the Texas defense to hold them to 3 after the turnover.
This is the 4th time Washington's in Texas territory. You don't get down here very often. You have to start coming away with some points. So, although Washington has momentum, I think this is an important drive. They get back to the air with time. That was almost intercepted. Ahmad Brooks almost had the pick.
Washington has struggled in the red zone all year long. I think it's because they a little bit more one-dimensional this year, relying on Pickett throwing the football. Go back to last year, and Marcus Tuiasosopo on the option attack and the play action. It was very difficult to stop him in the red zone this year because they don't have that running game. It's a little bit more predictable with the play calling down inside there.
Williams, bottom of the screen, matched up with Rod Babers here in man coverage. Not Jam. Pickett in trouble. That's incomplete. It went off of Wilbur Hooks, who lined up down here against Babers, and knocked away.
That, to me, was a perfect example of Babers, Brooks, Vasher, and Jammer, 4 corners playing in the defensive secondary, because they tried to isolate the 2 inside people, Brooks and Vasher, with receivers, and they ran right with them. Well, that was awful nice coverage on the defensive backs part against the Washington receivers. 4 corners playing in those 4 secondary people. You said that in the pregame show. And that was a perfect example of it.
To play his style of defense, as much man coverage as he likes to play, you have to have guys who can run.
Anderson, who made his last one from 43. From 43 again. After as ugly a field goal as you can have, John Anderson's come up with 2. They turn the turnover into 3, and Rick Neuheisen's team leads by 6.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Culligan, man.
You hear it at 743 Hickory Street.
They are.
You hear it above the din.
Hey, Culligan, man.
You hear it among the quiet.
Culligan.
It's the sound of Culligan water being delivered to your door.
For a free in-home water analysis and a great offer, call 1-800-Culligan or visit Culligan.com today.
Carrot Top here for 1-800-CALL-ATT. You don't have to be a great athlete like me to make it to the NBA All-Star Weekend. Because the more times you use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls, the more chances you have to enter and win a trip for 2 to the 2002 NBA All-Star Weekend. 8 winners will be paired up with 8 NBA three-point shootout contestants. If your NBA partner wins the shootout, you win $50,000. It's easy. Just dial down the center with 1-800-CALLATT.
Nice shorts, Carrot Strap.
Is that trash talk, huh?
Day 15, just 900 feet from the summit.
Day 15. Where's he going? Oh, hey, guys. Just gonna mail my credit card payment.
You mean you don't have a Capital One no-hassle card?
Want a choice of payment dates? Try Capital One's no-hassle card. Plus, get the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates and no telemarketing.
What's in your wallet?
6-0 Washington, our aerial pictures, courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, based in Carson, California. Goodyear currently operates 5 airships around the world, 3 here in the States, the spirit of Europe and the spirit of the Americas in South America. Luis Navarro, our cameraman tonight. Washington 6-0 back-to-back 43-yard field goals. John Anderson, a booming kickoff last time that resulted in a touchback. Same thing here. Irvis Hill just lets it bounce. College football, as soon as it hits the end zone, it's a touchback. Well, Major Applewhite hit his first 4 passes. Since then has not had the same success, including the interception that led to the last field goal.
Thing about Major, though, Mike, he'll come right back in there and make that next throw. He's able, because of his experience, to shake off the mistake that he just had.
Victor Ike looking for room to run, getting it out to the 26-yard line. Certainly a little bit of a run game will help him out. He'll mark it back at the 25. Jerome Stevens with the tackle. Of course, Applewhite gets the start after Chris Sims comes to the bench. People forget how good a season Chris Sims had. He broke Major Applewhite's record for single-season touchdowns. Everyone wants to remember immediately the 2 games, the Oklahoma game and the Colorado game. They forget the other 10 where Sims was good enough to be second, or in some cases, 3rd team all-conference. Victor Ike is stopped. The push from Stevens up front really having an impact. Kai Ellis made the tackle, but it's Stevens and Triple. There's such a surge up there from Washington.
And you go back to the Sims situation. Remember, though, the Texas fans were concerned that Sims could not win the big games. He lost last year's Oregon game here. Turnovers. He lost Oklahoma game. Turnovers. He lost the Colorado game. Turnovers. That's their gauge, winning big football games, not those games that they could win with anybody.
You tell me he lost that game last year in this building for turnovers, and I said baloney.
Well, he had 4 turnovers.
3rd and 6. Underneath Scaife, the tight end. He's going to come up short of the first down, though. Had to get to the 30. And he's a yard shy. They'll have to kick it away.
The other thing he did, Mike, is he was able to win 10 games, only the 2nd time since 1983. And you think about the history of Texas football, you kind of think about the great history, but the recent history has not been as dominating as they would like. But Chris Sims needs to keep his chin up, because next year could be a great year for the Horns with him under center.
Brian Bradford's kick is fair caught by the backpedaling freshman Charles Frederick at the 24-yard line. Let's look ahead to our Capital One Bowl Week lineup and the NFL as well. ABC's Monday Night Football is on Saturday night this week. The Baltimore Ravens visit Keyshawn Johnson and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We get it going with Monday Night Countdown presented by UPS, 7:30 Eastern. Brian Cox is going to join us in the studio.
What do you mean us?
I will be back in Connecticut.
You're doing that?
No
On the way down to New Orleans to the Sugar Bowl. Yeah.
Come on.
No, there's no way.
It's a direct route. San Diego, Red Eye to Bristol, and down to New Orleans.
They must have cloned you. There's got to be more than one Mike Tirico to be all those places.
I look forward to it. It'll be a great trip tonight.
Perfect.
That's tomorrow night. Here's Pickett on first down. Elstrom on the run to the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 13 on the play.
You know, what's funny is every quarterback has that one guy who's like a security blanket. We met with Cody Pickett. We were talking to him. I said, okay, forget about all the speed that Washington has now. Who's the guy that when it's third down or you need to make a throw, who are you looking up? He started to smile and he said, Todd Elstrom. Todd Elstrom runs the exact same route. He's at the same place every time. I know where to count on him, and he's the guy that I look up when I need to make a completion.
After his third catch, Hurst for a couple. What an athletic play by Derek Johnson to make the tackle. You saw the hometown for Elstrom, Puyallup in Washington. Of course, that's where the Hewards were.
Corner low backside. It was 5 slot last time. Okay? Now, it could be you guys safeties that we got our quarters matched.
Bobby Houck, secondary coach, working with the DBs. So I mentioned the Hewards. Mike Heward, the head coach there. Brock and Damon, the quarterbacks. Of course, Billy Joe Hobart went to the same high school in Washington that's turned out so many successful players. The rodeo kid from Idaho, Pickett, 3-step drop to Elstrom again. The 41-yard line. So we're going to leave them with 35 after the Roderick Babers tackle. I mentioned Cody Pickett, the cowboy from the rodeo background. He's dabbled in rodeo a little bit. Will never be as successful as his dad, who recently retired as one of the great rodeo performers of all time. 3rd and 4. Deflected and incomplete. Tried to set up a short pass, but Jermaine Anderson, seeing a lot of time because of the Kalen Thornton injury, made the play. And for the 6th time in 6 tries, Texas stops Washington on 3rd down.
When it becomes 3rd down, the Texas defense, the defensive line and the linebackers, their ears get pinned back and they're coming after Cody Pickett. When you have the kind of secondary that Texas has, you can afford to do that. It puts a lot of pressure on not only on Pickett, but the offensive line of the Washington Huskies as well.
Derek McLaughlin, the freshman, to kick. Texas might come after this one. Here they come. Good kick. Thatcher from the 15. That's going to be flagged for the bubble violation. And that's why that rule lacks common sense. You tell me how it was humanly possible for Wilbur Hooks to slow down and stay out of the 2-yard bubble. Understand you're protecting the players. The intent is right. But common sense, you tell me, how does this guy stop?
Terrible call. Terrible rule.
Well, the reason why that play is in there, gentlemen, is because of the safety of the receiver. Right. We had so many players hurt that they had to do something.
We appreciate that.
So I want to make sure you guys understand that that's in because the players flagrantly hit the guys while he was watching the play. It was for safety of the players. That's why the rule is in there.
If you're taking aspirin for your heart, there's important news about mixing medication you need to discuss with your doctor. It's been shown that ibuprofen, the pain reliever in Advil and Motrin, in some cases may interfere with the way aspirin works to protect your heart. Don't let another pain reliever interfere with aspirin's life-saving benefits. To relieve tough pain, take extra strength Bayer aspirin. Nothing's proven stronger and more aspirin won't interfere. Bayer, take it for pain, take it for life. Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Okay, Good news. That broadband thing we all want? Got it figured out. Honey, you call the phone company. Tracy, you're digging the trench, shovels in the garage. I'm going up on the roof to assess satellite possibilities. Timmy, check out these schematics. Appreciate it. Let's go! Broadband!
We know how you feel, and that's why Circuit City offers one-stop high-speed internet access. You can find what's available where, compare options, and arrange installation. Circuit City, we're with you.
Yeah, we can get broadband at Circuit City.
ABC's New Year celebration continues when Florida battles ACC champ Maryland. The FedEx Orange Bowl. Wednesday night at 8, 5 Pacific on ABC.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 Culligan Holiday Bowl is presented by Culligan. For a no-cost, no-obligation in-home water analysis, contact your local Culligan man at Culligan.com. And in part by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Who said it doesn't feel like the holidays in winter in Southern California? Horton Plaza, some skating going on this final Friday of 2001. See if Texas offense can kind of get in rhythm a little bit. They have not been the last few drives. Limited to 100 yards and 5 first downs here in the first 21.5 minutes. Applewhite with 5 in the pattern. Trissel, the fullback, for 31. Heavy hit there. Right at the first down mark. And Matt took the worst of that. 6th catch of the year.
Texas offense slowed right now, and a lot of focus on Cedric Benson and whether or not Texas, with him down, would be able to run the football effectively with Victor Ike. And I don't know if they've given him enough of a chance. I think with Benson down, you still have to realize that Washington's defense, if there's anything that's hurt this defense this year, it's teams that can run the ball. They're dead last in the Pac-10 in rush defense. So I know that Texas has made the adjustment and they're throwing the ball, but I think they're getting away from the run game a little bit too early.
What a play!
That's why they're not running it. They can't even get to the line of scrimmage because of the pressure. They've got so many guys, Kirk, on the line of scrimmage and just coming forward. Wow!
Owen Biddle made that play. He is Rudy. He was a high school running back, 1,576-yard performer, an all-state player. Wasn't recruited by any Pac-10 school. He sent tapes out to coaches. Sent 8 tapes to the University of Washington coaches. Finally got a chance, and as a walk-on, he's earned a scholarship and made some kind of play there. 3rd and a yard. First down and much more. To the 46-yard line. So they go Ivan Williams to stretch it out. First carry tonight for Williams.
I think they have to win the battle up front. They're losing the battle, not only to safeties and everybody flying down into the line of scrimmage to take away the run, but we've been talking about Larry Triplett and Jerome Stevens a lot tonight because of the way they're winning the battle up front against the centers and the guards of the Texas offensive line. But I still think they should run a little bit more tonight. See what happens.
And they got the big physical back in there, Williams. Went 3 starts this year and a couple of 100-plus-yard performances. Intercepted! Terry Johnson, touchdown! Terry Johnson, a reserve who played in 10 games this year. He had a grand total of 4 tackles all season.
He's the leading scorer in the game so far. Tied.
Extra point try for Anderson. Wow. Last year, Texas fell behind 14-0 to Oregon in the first quarter. This year, it's 13-0 after the 38-yard interception return by the sophomore from Tempe, Arizona.
Well, Terry Johnson's going to work against the All-American Mike Williams. Watch him sense the throw. Major Applewhite has dumped the ball so much in this football game that the defensive linemen now are starting to smell out the underneath throw.
And one of the most important things, the question comes out now, is what do you do with Chris Sims? Now, I'm saying right now on the sideline that Matt Brown and his offensive staff have got to make a decision in the second half. If Major Applewhite does not need that, they've got 124 yards total offense and no points. I think that they have to go to Chris Sims in the second half here to get Chris Sims ready to play for next year, plus to win this football game. Now, I know Major Applewhite came back and beat Colorado, but he's not playing like Major Applewhite did against Colorado. That's my opinion. Right now, you got to look at Chris Sims eventually.
It is the no-win quandary that has been Texas football for the last 2.5 years. What do you do? You play Applewhite here because you pulled Sims and he gave you the best chance to win. You let Applewhite get the reward, quote-unquote, close out his season. But then if you go back to Sims, well, you should have done that to start with in the game, Matt.
You can hear half right now out there in the state of Texas. You can hear half the fans say, stick with Major, and the other half saying, go with Chris Sims. You're crazy. You're right. It's a no-win situation.
I did that internet thing. You know, they call him. What do you call that? Chat room?
It's a chat.
I had 17 questions. 14 of them were around Sims and Applewhite.
Sure.
I'm telling you.
Applewhite said it best this week.
Yeah.
He said, 2.5 years, 365 days a year, 3 times a day. I don't eat. I'm asked. But what about Chris?
Yeah.
Do you and Chris get along? What about the quarterback deal? Should you be starting? It's just been a question for 2.5 years. 2 supremely talented, classy kids who've handled this extraordinarily well as people. They've become friends through all this. But it's football that people are concerned with here tonight. See if Applewhite responds. It's still the second quarter. There's a throw to escape the tight end. Out to midfield, 31st down yards. On to B. Davis. The free safety made the tackle. Pass caught by Chris Sims' roommate.
Bo Scaife has the athletic ability to get up the field vertically. 6'3", 245 pounds out of Denver, Colorado. And here with safety split down the hash, it's a great throw by Major Applewhite to lead Scaife right down the middle of the field and right over top of the cover there by the linebacker.
The reason why that play was open, Kirk, is both this free safety and a strong safety are playing cover 2, and they split out wide, tight end up the middle. Good call by Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator.
Applewhite timing throw for Sloan Thomas. Incomplete. On this Verge Friday, we're polling as part of the ESPN.com site. Should Texas pull Major Applewhite? You were talking about, Kirk, this instant poll. Over 7,000 people immediately respond and say no to this point. And yeah, you have to. I agree with them. 6:16 left first half. Plenty of time. Score a touchdown on this drive. Ease into the game. Part of the problem has been the guys getting jerked in and out of the game.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want the quarterback looking over his shoulder after he makes a mistake.
Applewhite is 8 of 13 with 2 interceptions here tonight. Shovel pass. Just got it off to Brett Robin in the nick of time.
That is one of my all-time favorites. That play was invented by a guy named Cactus Jack Curtis in Utah with Lee Grosscup. It used to be called a shovel pass. What happens is he comes back, Utah pass, and everybody comes at him, he pitches it underhand, and it's not like a draw play, only a flip forward. Key point there, if he drops the football, it's an incomplete pass.
I was going to say, you scared me. I thought you were going to forget the Cupper.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no. Lee Grosscup made that play famous for Cactus Jack Curtis, Utah, 1,000 years ago.
AARP stuff there for you.
Breaking it down, man.
3rd and 3. Applewhite looking for the home run. B.J. Johnson. Caught it. Touchdown. A 43-yard touchdown pass. For Johnson, it's his 5th on the season. Dusty Mangum adds the extra point, and Texas is back within 6. Now it feels like a Holiday Bowl.
Now it's the Holiday Bowl. B.J. Johnson in one-on-one coverage on the outside against Chris Massey. The ball thrown right over the shoulder. Outstanding concentration by the wide receiver, B.J. Johnson. And you can see Major Applewhite saying, guys, way too early in this game. We got a long way to go.
Ever since Dish Network announced its special holiday gift, my friends and family have been really nice. Like Marvin here. You see, it's a special holiday gift that only Dish Network customers like me can get. They'll get a complete Dish Network system, including free installation, plus over 100 channels for just $9 a month. Thanks, Mom. How's the thumb? They can enjoy the huge variety of programming, 100% digital quality, and great value just like I get from Dish Network. Hey, toilet's fixed. Carl, you're the best. Here's the best part. I'll receive $5 off my monthly bill for a year. So take full advantage of this deal now. I certainly am.
Give the gift of Dish Network. For $1.99, your friends and family get a complete Dish Network system with free installation. And you'll get $5 off your bill for 12 full months and more. Call 1-800-333-DISH.
Thank you, Bob.
Oh, thank you.
For $1.99, give the gift of Dish Network and receive $100 in gifts. Call 1-800-333-DISH.
This week on Sunday NFL Countdown, the playoff crunch is on, and special guest Coach Bill Parcells is back to help break it all down. Cordell Stewart, the Steelers QB, has emerged as a leader who could take his team to the Super Bowl.
Cordell really impressed me.
Plus, the 49ers' Garrison Hurst and his amazing comeback story.
This 49er team is better than they were because Garrison Hurst is better.
Get all your NFL news and pregame analysis first with Sunday NFL Countdown, beginning 11 a.m. Sunday on ESPN.
24th Culligan Holiday Bowl at Qualcomm Stadium here in San Diego. 11 of the prior 23 have been decided by 5 or less. So the underdog Washington jumped out to the early lead. And the Longhorn fans finally let loose a little bit as they're on the board with B.J. Johnson's touchdown catch. His 6th career catch of 40-plus yards. 5 of the 6 have been for touchdown. A short kick taken by Charles Frederick. He found a lot of traffic and is brought down at the 27-yard line. Applewhite 3 of 4 for all 80 yards on that touchdown drive. 43-yarder by Johnson to close it out. It was the 7th Longhorn possession of the night. Applewhite talks with Chris Simpson. Chance Mock, who is the 3rd-string quarterback. Let's see what Cody Pickett and the Washington offense will do. They have yet to score a touchdown tonight. The option look has been snuffed out pretty quickly when it's been the fullback at the top of the eye. Ken Walker, the senior from Honolulu, stopped by D.D. Lewis.
Early in the game, Washington was attacking Quentin Jammer and trying to get the ball downfield to their big, tall wide receiver, Reggie Williams. We have not seen them go to that for the last probably 2 or 3 possessions.
Huskies have run it 12 times and gained just 32 yards on the ground. Remember, this is the toughest defense to move it on in the country. Pickett, pump and go, safety help, and it's intercepted by Nathan Vasher. He was going for Todd Elstrom.
The ball is intercepted.
And the Longhorns have it near midfield.
By number 3, Nathan Vasher.
Nathan Vasher is just a supreme athlete. We've been talking all night about the Texas secondary, how you have 4 cornerbacks playing back there. And in fact, Nathan Vasher next year sitting back at safety, waiting to make the catch. Next year will be moved to corner and replace Quentin Griffin. These guys take a lot of pride back there, and the leader is number 5, Ahmad Brooks.
7 interceptions on the season for the likable Vasher, whose nickname is ESPN3. He watches ESPN constantly. Watch out for a home run ball shot here from Texas. Applewhite the quick hit to Roy Williams. Madavi takes him out at midfield. Pick up the 4.
Line the big fella up there at tight end to get him one-on-one with Madavi at linebacker.
Madavi's a tough guy. Defensive MVP. He's a walk-on, too. I told you Biddle, the walk-on who earned a scholarship at the start of this year. Last year, that very first meeting of the season. Here are the rules. Here's the tone. Rick Neuheisel comes in. Congratulations, Ben Madavi. You have a scholarship. That was the start of 2000. He ended 2001 as the team's defensive MVP. Second and 6. Pressure on Applewhite. There's the home run shot. Incomplete. Johnson and Massey got tied up there a little bit. Applewhite had to get that one out of his hands quickly. One of the world's most enduring symbols. The Goodyear Blimp Eagle providing these aerial pictures tonight in San Diego. Goodyear Blimps travel over 100,000 miles every year covering major events. Hope it's not leased at 100,000 miles a year. Severe penalty to pay.
Really surprised with the way Washington's getting so much pressure on Major Applewhite nearly every time he drops back to throw with their defensive front.
This is 3rd and 6 for Williams. Got away, got a block. Stopped shy of the first down at the 45. Greg Carruthers with a big hit.
I mean, talk about a big hit. Greg Carruthers right there makes the play that keeps him from getting the first down and leading on to the touchdown. Carruthers is 6'2", 190 from Helena, Montana. Boy, that was a great play. Now, the key point here, does Texas go for it if it's 4th down and short yardage?
First, they're going to measure. And I believe by the spot they are a foot short. Maybe slightly less.
Mack Brown ran the punting team out, and then when they found out they were going to check to see how close this is with the sticks, they pulled him back, and now they look like they may decide to go for it.
I would go for it, and I'd run the ball right over number 63, Mike Williams, the right tackle. The reason I would go for it is because I think if you can get a first down here and keep momentum, you'll get at least 3 points and get something back and make it like 13 to 10, if nothing else. I would go for it right here because my defense is playing very, very well.
They're pumping them up in that huddle, so they're going to give it a shot.
Basically, when it's 4th down and 1, they've done enough study and knowing the personnel and everything else. But when in doubt, you give the ball over the right tackle, number 63, and I would give it to that Ivan Williams, who's about 235 pounds, and number 26 inches for the ball game. That's what I would do.
What about the old quarterback sneak AARP style?
This kid's not big enough for the AARP quarterback sneak. Right. He's like a feather going against it. I would give it over the right tackle.
Williams,
left tackle. Good call.
Robbie Doan, who shut down North Carolina's Julius Peppers in their regular season matchup. And Texas picks up a 4th down. So they'll keep the drive alive here at the 3:44 mark, first half.
That Ivan Williams is 6'1", 235-pound sophomore from Cleveland, Texas. He got some body movement off the line of scrimmage. That kid's a nice-looking football player. I'm glad he's got... I would rather have him in there in this tough game than Ike because I think he creates more push forward.
Seems like the last time we saw him was in Dallas against Oklahoma.
Applewhite, incomplete. Miscommunication with Williams. Actually, good coverage also. Make the safe and smart one. Texas is going for win 11 tonight. Mack Brown sat in the room with us the other day, and I asked him, how do you scrape these guys off the ground after Colorado? Because your championship dream was right there. And he said, good question. And we sat down as a staff and said, guys, you can get win 11. That has only happened 4 times in school history. Lean on the pride, build the foundation, take it to the next level, finish in the top 10 for the first time since 1983. That's what Texas' goal is here tonight. You can say it, but you have to buy into it as well. Williams came back, made a great play, but Omari Lowe was all over him. So a gain of less than a yard. Let's send you to the studio. Chris Fowler, what do you have for us at halftime?
Well, Mike, one of the 5 teams from Texas involved in a bowl game successful this afternoon. Music City was turnover city for the Georgia Bulldogs. And our Verge Friday question, the best Washington Husky of all time, Steve Edmond. That'll be the question at halftime as Rod Gilmore and Terry Bowden join us.
Thank you, Dr. Verge. We'll see you at the half of this Verge Friday. The guys in the studio. 3rd and 10, needing to get to the 32 to keep the drive alive. Corner pressure perhaps from Alexander. Here comes number 3 in white. In that same spot goes Roy Williams. First down to the 35.
Talk about it every week. A side adjust from the quarterback and the receiver. Once the blitz comes, you're going to see the receiver make the adjustment here. And this is the thing that is very, very difficult for his safety to come up and make the tackle. Right here, Davis has to make that tackle. When you're a defense coordinator and you bring the corner and rely on that side adjust, you're hoping that the safety will make the tackle short of the first down and force the field goal. And that time, he could not bring down Roy Williams short of the sticks. Wandemi Davis didn't make the play. 1st and 10 Texas from the 25. Applewhite pumps right, goes left. Touchdown Williams! Great adjustment! The legend adds to it.
Referee ruling a touchdown.
All even at 13, and the extra point could put Texas ahead. Mangum Magic and the Longhorns have scored back-to-back touchdowns. Before he played a game in Austin, they called Roy Williams the legend. For 2 years, he's been adding to it. 7 touchdowns this year. First one in this game. 2 touchdown passes, back-to-back drives for Applewhite.
Remember house calls?
Hey, Culligan Man.
The Culligan Man still makes them, and they're on the house. Now your local Culligan Man will make a house call and do a no-cost, no-obligation analysis of the water in your home. He knows all about water softeners and whole house filters, bottled water service, and drinking water systems. And he's got a great introductory rental offer, just $3 a month for the first 3 months. To schedule your free in-home water analysis by an expert who knows about the water where you live, call 1-800-CULLIGAN or visit Culligan.com.
New America Online version 7.0 is here.
There's never been a better time to join.
Call now for our best offer ever.
7.0 is filled with a whole bunch of new stuff.
Bing! You got your instant messages.
It's fun getting email.
You've got mail. Call now, sign up over the phone, and be online in minutes.
Customer service is great.
7.0 makes it even easier.
Call 1-877-265-0200 now to join AOL and get a risk-free special offer for new members.
What are you waiting for?
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
Checked out the Gas Lamp Quarter this week. Downtown San Diego, great restaurants. Nice feel to that downtown area.
Outstanding.
You like that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of good dinners down there.
I had to kind of ease into it there first night.
A little Mexican, a little Italian.
But we apped up, right?
Oh, appetizers.
We're big appetizer group.
It's the key to the meal. If you invite us to dinner, go appetizers heavy.
Heavy on the apps.
Bring them to the middle of the table, split them up. Well, it's just like this offense for Major Applewhite or Chris Sims. There are so many options. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Works out just fine. Last 2 drives have been excellent. 14-13 they lead. Charles Frederick can well covered on these shorter kickoffs by Texas thus far.
It's interesting when we were going that chat with Dick Tomey. He mentioned that. He said that as the Texas coach, he felt like he still had a lot of options, particularly the wideouts. That was a good call on Dick's point.
Let's check in with Jerry Punch while we have a second.
And guys, our pleasure to visit with the president and CEO of Culligan, the title sponsor of this bowl game, Mike Reardon. And Mike, I got to ask you, what has your involvement in this game done for your company?
Well, Dr. Jerry, it's been great to help us grow the revenues of the Culligan business, particularly in our bottled water business and our home drinking water systems. But more importantly, it's helped us to improve our brand awareness to a more youthful audience around the world.
I got to ask, we'll go back upstairs and come back down in just a moment. Mike?
All right, Doc, first down, Pickett. Finds some space and throws to Stevens. Complete. Tight end for about 6 yards. Go ahead, Jerry.
And Mike, for those who may be looking to get involved in advertising, why choose collegiate athletics? I mean, obviously you came here 4 years ago. It's the 4th year being involved with this bowl. Why come to college football?
Well, first thing, the guys out there drink a lot of our product, water. But more importantly, the youth of America today is interested in hydrating themselves and in drinking good water. And the Culligan man can provide that. So we think it's the future of the business. Culligan's been around for 65 years, and I think this is a great way to expand our market.
Well, you've been the Culligan man here in San Diego for 4 years, so thanks for your involvement in the Culligan Holiday Bowl.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you to ESPN.
There goes Reggie Williams across midfield into the 46. First down, minute 39 remaining here in the first half.
On the tackle, number 6, Quinton Chandler.
Inside move here by Williams, and this is something that he's had an opportunity here in the first half. One-on-one opportunities against Quinton Chandler. He's won some battles. He's lost some battles. That time, wide open and a nice throw by Cody Pickett.
22 yards there. They have a full complement of timeouts. Pickett's pass is caught by Patrick Reddick. Ball came out. Looks like Reddick got it right back. The senior from Newbury Park, California, did just that at the 27-yard line.
Give Cody Pickett time to throw. He's a dangerous man back there.
Good back, coaches. Good back, coaches.
Say the biggest difference with this Washington offense this year is they can get the ball downfield vertically. They haven't had that since Rick Neuheisel's been in Seattle.
Pickett over the middle. Stevens, tight end, first down at the 15-yard line. Pickett took a shot from Stevie Lee. He's going to stop the clock here at 1:14. Good-looking clock drive, huh?
On the tackle, Johnson. Along with David Baxter. It's 13 yards.
74 seconds before Chris Fowler and company join us with the Dodge College Game Day halftime report. The Aggies and the Frogs. Our early game today, the Sylvania Alamo Bowl, and they'll get into the conversation of the best all-time Longhorns, the online poll. You can participate in as well. Dodge College Game Day halftime report in the studio. And then Chris will be headed out to Pasadena to join you guys. You heading up for Rose Bowl coverage and College Game Day on New Year's morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. Pacific.
4 o'clock meeting.
Oh, is it 4 a.m. meeting?
Yeah, we'll
3 a.m. wake-up call.
We'll call them. There'll be 6 or 7 people there with us watching the show.
No, they'll be out there. They'll come right over for the parade. All the parade folks will be over there. Have you been to the Rose Parade in Pasadena before?
I haven't been.
You haven't? Have you been?
No, we've seen the build-up, though, and the excitement of the community. I think they really get excited about the parade, maybe even more so than the game. The parade is big.
The parade is special. It'll be different this year. The parade and then no game right after the parade with the national championship game, the Rose Bowl presented by AT&T a couple of days after. Good drive here by Washington, the Rose Bowl champions on New Year's Day 2001. Pickett deflected. Stevens is angry that he was knocked down.
And receiver, number 14, Jeremy Stevens.
69 seconds, 2 timeouts.
Texas has been down here before, down in the red zone, or Washington rather.
That's right. This is the 5th time they've been down in Texas territory and have only come away offensively with 6 points.
That's right.
The touchdown came on the Pickett complete to Williams. Jammer swings him out of bounds. So they continue to wind the clock at the 59-second mark. I guess they said forward progress there. So Washington will use its second timeout. Make sure there's a team called timeout or out of bounds. There's a little bit of confusion here. I guess there is no team called timeout. I saw one official winding the clock. Third and 3. Maurice Gordon is saying Washington induced him to come offside.
Maurice Gordon jumped when Cody Pickett moved his left leg to move the man in motion.
I agree with you, Kirk. I think it's going to be on Texas offside.
Down here, it'll be half the distance to the goal, and that should be enough for a first down. Ball is at the 8.5. Taking it to the 4 1/4. Get you past the first down stick at the 5.
Prior to the snap. Offside. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. The yardage results. First down.
On third downs, defensive linemen typically dig in and get ready. And you can see right when Cody Pickett moved his left leg to send Reggie Williams in motion, Maurice Gordon jumped the gun, came across the line.
This is where number 14, Jeremy Stevens, at 6'7", 260, the Washington tight end. Kirk's been talking about him all day. But this is in the end zone area, the red zone, where he can be tremendous because he can out-jump people. If I was Washington, I'd try to get the ball to him.
Yep, I think I'd give him an option route. If he has one-on-one coverage, give him an option to take the defender to the inside or to the outside and put the ball in an area where only he can make the catch.
That's the guy right there.
His 2000 was the best tight end season in Washington history. 43 catches, 600 yards, but broke his foot on the second play of the second game this year, the Idaho game, and did play towards the end of the season, but just was not himself.
Is he coming out, or is he going to stay in? You guys know?
He did not tell us. The only thing go ahead, Mike.
He told me that his decision was kind of altered slightly because of the injury. Everybody has assumed he's coming out. He's not 100% sure, and I said, now that you're healthy, if you have a big game here tonight, does that mean it'll hasten your decision? You're more likely to go? He said, no, it won't be based on one night. Excuse me, it'll be based on, is it right for me? Part of him wants to come back and finish strong at Washington.
They're going to be a great team next year. He's, without question,
he's a major leaguer.
One of the most gifted tight ends in the country. And he said he's by far just the healthiest he's been all year. He feels good.
First and goal, we have 3 tight ends in the game. Westra in motion. They might throw to one of them. Pickett. Touchdown! Joel Collier. First touchdown for the senior from Spokane.
This is a perfect illustration of Jeremy Stevens, number 14, being the decoy, and number 97, Joe Collier, also 6'7", 260, coming around in a bootleg. Jeremy Stevens, by going out into the area, drew the defensive man with him, and that's why Collier was wide open for the touchdown.
5-point difference, but very early in the game, so Neuheisel goes for 1. With John Anderson's kick, it is 20-14. That was the first career touchdown for the senior Joe Collier. Stevens gets all the pub, and when he was injured, Collier started 5 games. He had 1 catch in his first 3 years, 7 this year, and he gets his first career touchdown in his final game as a collegiate performer.
Well, that was a sensational drive by Cody Pickett and the offensive coordinator Keith Gilbertson. Pickett 6 for 7, 72 yards and a touchdown on that drive. You know, Keith Gilbertson is a legend in the Pac-10 area as being an offensive coordinator and a great football coach. He was the last Cal coach to win a bowl game. In 1993, when he's the head coach at Cal, Keith Gilbertson beat Iowa 37-3 in the Alamo Bowl. And right there, that man is credited with being probably one of the smartest offensive coordinators in all of the Pacific Coast region. Former head coach at Cal.
Gilby's done a great job. Offensive coordinator of that 91 team, the #1 scoring team in Washington history, the team that won the national championship, shared it with Miami. The high point of Husky football. This was the Pac-10 team of the 90s, guys. They won 70% of their games, 82 wins in the 90s. They lead here by 6. And a touchback. And speaking of Washington history, rich in tradition, 625 wins, who is their best all-time players. It's George Wilson from back in the 20s, or you come a few decades later to Hugh McElhaney. Just say the name, and the legend is so in part of Washington football. More recent days, you have Steve Ettman and one of the great running backs, Napoleon Kaufman, the all-time leading rusher in UW history. ESPN.com, you can vote, and we'll have the results of the all-time polls for Washington and Texas in the second half. All right, let's see what Applewhite will do here. From the 20 with 47 seconds left. Washington drops 7 in coverage with a shovel pass to Brett Robin. Got out to the 36-yard line. Texas will keep going. 2 timeouts left and now stop the clock. 39 seconds.
I can't tell you how much I love this play. Let me tell you why the play is so good. What it does, it allows the defensive lineman to come in and rush the passer. Then he slips the ball in a little pitch out to that man. In that case, it was Brett Robbins. But the key to the thing is you allow the lineman to rush in and you slip it to him. It's a draw, only you flip it to him instead of hand it to him. Boy, I love that play.
Robin caught 16 balls this year for the Longhorns. Certainly a part of their pass game. He's from Austin. So many of the Texas players are in-staters. As a matter of fact, 87% of the UT roster in-state players. And Mack Brown is such a great recruiter. I'd love to, you want to talk about a TV show to create? I'll put 3 high school kids, prospective Division I football players in a room with Mack Brown and Rick Neuheisel. We'll let them put the recruiting pitch on. And they are 2 of the best.
Let's put 4 in. That way 2 guys can get, 2 guys are going to go to Texas and 2 to go to Washington.
That's not to say the other guys aren't good around the country, like Steve Spurrier and Bobby Bowden and all the guys. But these guys have that charm to kind of light up a room, and they make Seattle and Austin even better than those cities are. That's hard to do because those are 2 fabulous cities and great state universities.
Texas has 118 players on his roster, 102 from the state of Texas.
1st and 10. We're at the 36. With 1 timeout still to use. And deflected and intercepted. That's Marquise Cooper. What a bizarre first half it's been. Cooper, Terry Johnson with interceptions. Joe Collier caught a touchdown. And now Washington, 2 timeouts, 33 seconds, can add to its lead.
Scaife earlier in this game got a hand on a football and it was intercepted by Madami. This time he gets a hand on the ball right into his hands and he kicks it back up again, and this time Cooper makes a big interception, and Washington's going to try to come away with some points here and a lot of momentum going into halftime.
This is where stats lie. 3 interceptions by Major. That one's certainly not his fault.
Huskies take over 1st down and 10.
What a great opportunity here. Pickett, the pocket collapses. He takes off, gets to the 35.
You got 2 timeouts, so you want to use one of them.
He was getting up looking for the face mask penalty, but needed to save those couple of seconds and call timeout. Washington leads by 6. Let's check in with Steve Cyphers.
All right, Coach Donnan, what are your impressions so far? How are you playing?
Been some great momentum changes, and our team practiced the 2-minute all week, and they're getting a lot of chances to run it.
Do you have a play coming up?
Yeah, I think they're going to try to hit Williams on a crossing route.
All right, Coach Tomey, how's your play?
Well, Texas just needs to hang on right here and play, because the last defensive stand was so different than the rest of the defensive game for them. They were not good in the last stand. They need to make a play right here to get off the field down 6.
Given any thought to changing quarterbacks, going to Sims?
No. because I think Applewhite showed what he's made out of when he came back. The last interception was a drop ball, and I think it just need to stay right there with him.
All right, guys. Mike, that's it from The Verge booth.
Thanks, Steve. To amplify Dick Tomey's point, 161 yards passing in this quarter for Applewhite, and there's the player that Jim Donnan thinks Washington may be looking his way, the true freshman Reggie Williams, who had 3 touchdowns this season. We said, grade your season, nearly 1,000 yards and 55 catches. He said A-. And Kirk said, A-? What do you mean?
I said, why the minus? And he said, only 3 touchdowns.
And we said, how many should you have to get it to an A? 10, 15.
Oh, man.
The 35. They release to Hurst. Willie Hurst used that sideline. 23 out of bounds with 14 seconds left.
The pass is complete to Willie Hurst.
Pick up of a dozen.
Tackle made by D.D. Lewis. Also in on the tackle.
Got out of bounds there. There was a little confusion. Willie Hurst sets this up good. Good blocking downfield, not only by the linemen, but the wide receivers picking up their men, giving Hurst enough time to get down there and pick up valuable yardage. Little confusion afterwards whether or not he got out of bounds. He in fact did, and allowed Washington to get into a huddle and call another play.
Williams, top of your screen. When you see from the play angle. There is Williams on the crossing route that Jim Donnan thought would come, but he couldn't hang on as Quentin Jammer was there with him.
Now that was a National Football League play Sunday by Quentin Jammer. The pass is perfect to Williams, but he plays perfect position. Now watch him come right over here with his left hand and does not make a pass interference call with his right hand. You notice that? The reason why that's not pass interference is he reached on with his left hand and did not touch him in the back with the right hand. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a National Football League play. That's why he's the first ever Jim Thorpe finalist in the history of Texas football.
2nd and 10 with 10 seconds left. Gotta be quick. Pickett for Williams. Great effort. Couldn't hang on. 4 seconds left. From here, a field goal attempt would be 41 yards. Williams is hurt. He sacrificed and laid out on that one. And a classy move by the Texas medical staff as they came over to check on Williams and just keep him there for a second till the Washington training staff comes over.
Came down on that right shoulder.
That time working on Nathan Vasher.
A lot of times when you come down, it's either the wind got knocked out of you or possibly the shoulder, because a lot of the momentum came on that right side. See him turn his body after he misses the ball, comes down right on the right side, and yeah, that could be just the wind knocked out of him as well, because he's up on a knee.
Vasher does a nice job here.
Yeah, he does.
To hang with Williams, because Vasher doesn't have the physical presence that Quentin Jammer does. Giving away 20 pounds and a couple of inches. Banner year for Williams as a true freshman. Comes off gingerly. I'm sure they'll send him right over to the locker room with just a few seconds left before halftime.
He's the first true freshman in the history of Washington to start a game at the beginning of the year. And he did it against Michigan. As I said in the pregame show, he only caught 4 passes for 134 yards against the Big Blue in the opener.
And he would have had a touchdown, but he ran out of his shoe on that play down the sidelines. And then in their big game, the Apple Cup, he had 203 on 11 grabs.
And what's interesting is his final 2 schools were Michigan and Washington. So it was very bizarre for him in his first game out.
Anderson from 40. Well, after as ugly a field goal kick as you could see in the first half, he hit 3 in a row. They take advantage of the turnover with a field goal after a scoreless first period, 37 in the second. Here's Jerry with Mack Brown.
Coach, offensively, you struggled a little bit earlier. Your senior quarterback brought you back, but turnovers and the lack of a running game has hurt you a little bit in the first half.
Well, I think turnovers have hurt us the worst, Jerry. We've got 14 points on the board. If we didn't put our defense in a tough spot, we'd be in good shape during the ball game, and turnovers hurt us last time in the championship game. So we got to correct the turnovers. We've got to force some. They've gotten points off their 3. They've gotten 13 points off, or 16 points off 3, 13 points off 3 turnovers. We got 7 points off one of our turnovers. We got to get more turnovers, and we had the total momentum with 1:44 left in the half. They take the ball 82 yards and score. We get the ball the second half. We got to go back. This is going to be a typical Holiday Bowl where it's crazy and both teams are going to score some. We got to get the momentum back to start second half. They're a good team.
Defensively adjusted all to stop the short passing game?
Well, the thing we've got to do is play better. We're not getting any pressure on them. They're keeping a lot of guys into block. They've done a good job with the screen, good job with misdirection. We got to play better on defense, and we're playing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Mike?
8 turnovers in their 2 losses, 3 turnovers in the first half. Texas is down 9 to Washington at the Culligan Holiday Bowl. Got a big.
Not to mention a big tight end, so they are protecting Pickett and giving him time to throw the ball.
One thing, and for Kyle Reese, defensive coordinator from Texas, remember, they forced field goals.
Yes, they did.
That was very important because they could have had 3 touchdowns, of course. Remember, Colorado really stuck it to Texas by scoring 24 points of turnovers.
Yes.
And tonight, I thought Texas's defensive plan was very nice, kept them to field goals, no touchdowns.
And they did a good job down here in Texas territory. What about the halftime adjustments? Let's go over to our Verge Friday studio, if you will, here at Qualcomm Stadium. Steve Seifert. Steve?
All right, thanks, Mike. Coach Tomey, your Horns are down by 9. What adjustments have you made?
My first adjustment was, Steve, we need to get some pizza in the press box.
Yeah, that'll help.
No, I'll tell you, I think the guys are right. I think Texas doesn't need to do a lot of different things on offense. They need to be patient with their run to keep the pressure off Applewhite. But the best thing to do is go back and give him a chance to lay the ball off. He needs to throw 5 or 6 up to those big guys in the second half to see if they can make a play. And on defense, they got to find a way to get pressure on Pickett, because with too much time, he gets the ball to those big guys downfield.
Coach Donnan, what did you tell your Huskies at the half, and what adjustment do you make?
Well, we had a lot of fireworks in the second quarter, not to mention halftime. Our team's really playing hard, playing with a lot of aggression, doing a good job of mixing up their formations, doing a good job on defense of not giving up the big play except for that long bomb there they hit. So I think in the second half we realize we can play with this team, but we got to go out and beat them in the second half because Texas got a lot of pride, and it's going to be a very physical football game. And as the other guys mentioned, protecting the quarterback's the real key for both teams.
Last thing, either one of you got a trick play up your sleeve in the second half?
Yeah, I got one. I think they're going to come out and run the halfback pass here eventually. I've been trying to call it all night.
Texas needs to come back to the reverse because it's averaging 20 yards a carry, and they need to use that again.
All right, Mike, that's it from the Verge booth. You've heard the experts.
Thank you, Steve, very much.
They didn't get the pizza order, huh?
No, they didn't. Verge Friday. Log on to ESPN.com. You can submit your comments and watch what Coach Donnan and Tomey are doing as the game goes on. No, Coach Tomey's first year at this.
That's right.
He doesn't realize it took us 3 years to get this pizza in the booth tradition.
Yeah, he'll learn 2 things. Number 1, pizza in the booth, and the escape plan.
Yes, that's right.
How to get out of here with 80,000 people before it becomes another day.
You're the king of that.
Oh, man.
Kirk and I looked at each other 4 weeks ago somewhere. We were dying for food. We called and ordered a pizza to the booth, and it got here.
That's right.
Life is good, as somebody I know says. Well, there is Major Applewhite getting set for this second half. Final half that he will play in the Burnt Orange in Texas. Chris Sims will be his team next year. Tonight he is a spectator on the sidelines for Coach Mack Brown.
I was over getting a Coke at halftime, and I heard that was an all-time record. 37 points in 1 quarter was an all-time Holiday Bowl record
for most
points scored in any quarter by 2 teams. Do you know that?
Wow. I do now.
No, yeah. I'm telling you, I think the record used to be 35, but now 37 points in 1 quarter is an all-time record.
In this bowl game.
We
start the second half with Hervis Hill, who lost his footing at the 35-yard line. The tackle will be credited to Tim Galloway. Here comes the Longhorn offense on the field. If you are just joining us, Cedric Benson, the best true freshman running back in the country out of Midland, Texas, over 1,000 yards this year. A stinger suffered in the Colorado game, and even though he was injured 27 days ago, not the strength to have the confidence to hold the ball when absorbing contact, which he hasn't seen thus far in the practice leading up to the bowl game. So it's been Victor Ike and Ivan Williams in the backfield. But the receivers will win this game if Texas gets it done. Applewhite thinking long. Coming back for it is Williams. He stayed in bounds at the 44.
Texas comes right back to Major Applewhite and asks him to make plays. First half, the thing that has hurt Major is the interceptions. Here, throwing behind Ben Scaife, and Scaife tips the ball to Madami, the interception. This time, the defender just did a good job of reading it, and Terry Johnson, another one was Scaife misses it. Interception, Marquise Cooper, and takeaways and turnovers have been a key to Texas's entire season. 10 wins, they've created 26 and only had 9 turnovers, and in 2 losses, 8 turnovers, 3 already tonight.
That power back Ivan Williams takes it forward to the 40-yard line. Major Applewhite, he arrived on campus as an unheralded recruit, named after the Alabama running back Major Ogilvie. Named after an Alabama back, grew up in Baton Rouge, and is part of the legend of Austin. 44 school records. Wants to take a shot at the National Football League as a player, might have a chance to catch on with a team, but certainly after he exhausts that opportunity, coaching, college coaching, something he truly wants to do. This is a 2nd and 6 swing pass that's knocked down by Larry Triplett.
Larry Triplett, number 70, has got such great speed and quickness. He's 6'1", and watch him make a little spin move, which means he comes around to the outside right there. You notice number 70 puts his hands up. Now, one of the reasons why Applewhite will have a difficult time in the National Football League is because he's only 6'1", and I think that's fudging. The fact is that guys like Triplett, or even taller, will knock that ball back into him, Kirk. I don't think he's tall enough to be a National Football League quarterback. That's my opinion.
Third and 6. 4 in the pattern. The blitz is picked up, and underneath, Kyle Shanahan with the catch to the 37-yard line. That's shy of the first down for the son of the Denver Broncos head coach, Mike Shanahan. Had great success in this stadium. Kyle transferred from Duke. His best buddy on the team is Chris Sims. And Kyle and Chris are headed out to Denver this weekend to watch the Raiders-Broncos game. Kyle's dad, of course, coaching. Chris's dad, Phil Sims, is broadcasting the game on CBS. You see Chris with a little clap of the hands for his buddy, who's now caught 8 passes on the season. They're going to try a long field goal here. Wow. A 54-yarder unless they pooch it. Mangum hit a 51-yarder, and they do pooch it perfectly. Very well done. Dusty Mangum will give Washington 91 yards to move down the field. And Jerry Punch, what was Rick Neuheisel talking about at halftime?
You know, Mike, very much like a classroom setting in the locker room in Washington at halftime. On the offensive side, Keith Gilbertson breaking it down, basically very pleased with what they've done offensively. They would like to establish a run some in the second half, and I think some of the Washington players believe that the Texas defensive front is getting a little bit tired, about getting worn out, so they want to be able to run the ball defensively. Much more animated the defensive side of the locker room for Washington at halftime. Some heated discussions with defensive coaches. Want them to get more aggressive in the secondary, trying to stop the Texas deep ball. Mike.
All right, Doc, from the 9, a 3-yard run for Willie Hurst, the senior tailback. Willie Hurst, I mentioned earlier, was the offensive MVP. He was also voted the most inspirational teammate by his teammates. Willie was a wide receiver, got moved out to wide receiver after a couple of years and did not want to play wide receiver at all. He admits he was somewhat immature about how he acted in his days trying to learn the wide receiver spot. Had a helmet throwing incident. And word got back to his mother via the newspaper about that. But Willie said, I'll come back to running back. And Rick Neuheisel said, at the back of the line you will. You'll be 4th string. Injuries gave him a chance, and this penalty will move them back a few yards. Injuries gave him a chance last year, and Willie Hurst stuck with it. Carried the load this year as a senior and is in the top 10 all-time in rushing yards at Washington.
A great tribute to him also that he was elected captain of his football team. And I think that's one of the greatest honors any player can have.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Half the distance to the goal. Feet. Second down.
It's a classic case, though, of having perseverance and overcoming some adversity in your college career, and Willie Hurst has been able to do that. There's been a lot of players out there that have been asked to move positions. Sometimes they move and it makes them a better player. Other times they get moved back. And in Willie Hurst's case, when he got moved back, he said, just tell me I'm going to get a chance. That's all I need to hear. Coach Neuheisel, tell me you're going to get a chance. And Coach Neuheisel said, some chances will come and go, but you will get a chance. He said, that's all I needed to hear. And through hard work, he's found himself this year in the starting lineup.
Second and 13. Reggie Williams, hurt at the end of the first half, is back on the field. Here's Pickett. Stevens, tight end. Great open field tackle by Jammer. A yard shy of the first down. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Stevens. Tackle made by number 6. Quentin Jammer.
Classic matchup there. Stevens in the open field against Quentin Jammer, one-on-one.
Washington's had a bunch of 3rd and shorts in these 0 for 6s. Hurst left side, first down and much more. Galloping to the 29-yard line. They needed 1. They got 10. First down, Huskies.
Texas crowded everybody up inside in the middle. They walked their linebackers up in the middle, and you could tell that the play was either going to bounce to the outside or maybe an option. Look at all the orange jerseys up in the middle. And I think Willie Hurst did a great job of recognizing that, and instantly after he got the handoff, bouncing it to the outside and picking up that first down.
Number 65, Khalif Barnes, the left tackle, really did a nice job of collapsing in the defensive end, allowing him to bounce out. Nice play by 65 Barnes.
A redshirt freshman. First down, Pickett. Stevens. Pickup of 8.5. They're really good when they just move the pocket a little bit. This big truck is coming across the middle of the field.
He's a tough matchup. He's a tough matchup for a linebacker because of his speed, and he's a tough matchup for a safety because of his size. It's almost like a 3 swingman who has the size to post the little guy up and the ability outside to take him outside and knock down the outside jumper. He is a tough matchup, and I think tonight we're seeing Texas trying to run with him and the inability to do so.
You going Dickie V on me there? A 3-man?
Forget about it.
Skills? 2nd and 2. Hurst got about a yard. I think it might have been Cody Redding.
Willie Hurst, the ball carrier.
Got an arm in on Hurst as he was going forward. It was 6'5", 260. It's so repetitive. The Texas team is the most impressive physical team, one of the most that you'll ever find. Kirk had a great line about Cody Redding out of Houston.
Well, I said when we saw him yesterday, just talking to him when he walked into the room, when you're a little kid and you think about what a big NFL football player looks like, that's him. He is the prototype god of an NFL football player, Corey Redding.
3rd and 1.5 yards. A quick toss for it. It is complete to Patrick Redding, who did a really nice job of holding on through the contact. Vasher lost his helmet. First down, Washington.
I think what Washington's doing a nice job of here is they're mixing up the play calling. Not only run with pass, but the types of passes that they're trying to throw right now with Cody Pickett. They're moving the pocket a little bit. Sometimes they'll drop him back. He's spreading the ball to the tight end, to the backs, to the wide receivers. It's tough to defend for Texas.
Arnold in motion. Pickett looks his way. Incomplete. Redding got a piece of it.
The pass was tipped. The intended receiver, number 20.
Doc mentioned that Washington wanted to establish the run a little bit more in the second half. The reason they like to do that, just enough out of their running game to make the Texas defense respect that aspect. Then it's going to open up all the different ways that Washington's offense can attack you.
Here is 2nd and 10. They blitz Jammer off the corner. On the other side, it's Stevens. The ball came out after he hit the ground. Pickup of 8. 3rd and 2 coming up. So here's a guy who, because of the injuries, was limited to just 10 catches this year. He has 6 in the first 35 minutes and 45 seconds tonight.
When we met with the Washington players and he walked into the room and then after he left, the first thing I said to you is, I know we're excited about Reggie Williams and Quentin Jammer. I said, but I want to see how Texas safeties and linebackers match up with Jeremy Stevens, because now that he's healthy and with the style of defense that Texas plays, so much man coverage, I think Washington's going to try to go to Stevens, and they're doing that so far.
Picked up the 3rd down conversion on this drive. 3rd and 2. Same section. Hurst runs left and gallops to the 30. That is 18 first down yards.
You got to give credit to number 67, Nick Newton. Number 65, Khalif Barnes. In the center, Kyle Ben. The reason why this play works is not only did they come off the ball well, but they got a good lead block right there. If you'll notice, the fullback, Ken Walker, blocked the linebacker who was trying to scrape in a play. You say, why did that play work so good? Reason, good offensive line surge, but most important, a lead block by the fullback, Ken Walker.
Is that Napoleon Kaufman or Will Hurst? Whoa! He came flying through that hole.
From the 30, first down toss again. He had to put air under it as those defensive linemen were bearing in on him and could not find Hurst on the other side. See a first down pass there. You talk play selection and how a game evolves as the night goes on. The number of passes to runs, and the mix is interesting tonight for Washington. They're not a good running team this year. Texas is a very good run defense. Washington's run it 17 times, thrown it 34. Look at that. 2-to-1 ratio passes to runs tonight. Cody Pickett could be looking at a 50-pass game. 2nd and 10. That is caught, and Jammer fell. Williams made the grab.
Lee touched on this earlier. This is a lot to do with Cody Pickett and the throw, the timing of the throw. He's going to put this right now to the outside, away from Quentin Jammer. There's a little bit of a push there, and it's nice. It's exciting to watch those two guys go against each other, but that was Cody Pickett putting the ball, number 1, on time.
Ooh, not again.
And number 2, away from Quentin Jammer.
Also, number 40, Corey Renning, was right in Pickett's face, and he still delivered the ball.
In the league right now, the red flag would be out. They'd be reviewed. It wouldn't be a catch. It's 1st and 10 from the red zone. As Pickett looks, comes back to Stevens. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Washington! Wow. It's a decent drive.
Beautiful drive. 12 plays, 91-yard drive. Touchdown, as good as you can do anywhere, including on Sundays.
John Anderson on for the extra point. I knew Washington would play all right tonight. I did not think that in 36 minutes, 37 minutes, they would score 30 points on this Texas defense. Jeremy Stevens, he's healthy. If this is his last Washington game, it's starting to look like a memorable one. 7 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown to put UW up 16.
Remember house calls?
Hey, Culligan Man.
The Culligan Man still makes them, and they're on the house. Now your local Culligan Man will make a house call and do a no-cost, no-obligation analysis of the water in your home. He knows all about water softeners and whole house filters, bottled water service, and drinking water systems. And he's got a great introductory rental offer, just $3 a month for the first 3 months. To schedule your free in-home water analysis by an expert who knows about the water where you live, call 1-800-CULLIGAN or visit Culligan.com.
Danke schön, darling, danke schön. Thank you for all the joy and pain. Picture show, second balcony.
Find great values at the Mercedes 100th anniversary event. Our anniversary gift to you.
Many internet services use lots of words to sell you, but conveniently forget to tell you how much they cost. Just for the record, most cost over $20 a month. Meanwhile, NetZero and Juno are only $9.95, less than half the price. Maybe the others prefer words because the numbers speak for themselves. Join the millions who have united online. Call 877 only $9.95 or visit us at netzero.net or juno.com. Additional phone charges may apply.
Hey, boys, what y'all doing?
Just out here checking these old fences.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, is that $1?
Yeah, it's on my side of the fence.
Wrong. That's on my side.
No, that's on my side.
It is on my side.
Guys, it's just $1. Oh, yeah, with 10, 10, 220, all calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
20 minutes for 99 cents?
And 7 cents a minute after 20.
Wow, that's cheap.
Guess he had to make a phone call. Call me.
Dial 1010-220.
Some of the sights by the marina in San Diego. Adorned with the holiday lights. At the Culligan Holiday Bowl, Washington, a 2-touchdown underdog, leads by 16. Man,
what up, baby? JRS, mad love, man. They're not ready for the dub. They know now, though.
Got the war paint out tonight.
War paint.
Oh, John Randall look. I don't know if the ready means I'm ready for the NFL or I came out ready for tonight, but 7 catches, 82 yards. Texas must respond. Victor Wright from the 9 to the 24-yard line. That's the second consecutive special teams tackle by Tim Galloway.
This is an outstanding call here by Keith Gilbertson, the offensive coordinator, at the top of the screen. I want you to watch here right at the beginning. The touchdown is by Stevens. When he comes underneath here, you're going to find that the linebackers are going to get lost because of the fullback going out in the flat. See how they follow the backs? And there was a mix-up in coverage. There's nobody left for Jeremy Stevens. Then he makes Brooks miss and walks into the end zone. Mix-up by the linebackers there. Left Jeremy Stevens all alone.
Applewhite looking for the home run into double coverage. B.J. Johnson couldn't come up with it. Trying to take a shot downfield with big receivers.
Keith Gilbertson, the offensive coordinator, found a plan. He started crossing number 14, Jeremy Stevens. He kept faking it and drawing across, faking it and drawing across. Mike Tirico said that Jeremy Stevens is finally healthy. I'm telling you, folks, Jeremy Stevens is finally wealthy because you can't find a prospect like him playing National Football Leagues on Sundays. He had 4 receptions, 44 yards, and a touchdown. That kid will be a Major League NFL draft pick.
2nd and 10 for Texas. Applewhite hit it on the ball fake. They have to run now. Triplett getting him from behind, and there's the flag. They'll have 15 to it. Careful over there, guys. And Stevens sticking up for his quarterback. It was right at the line. And Mack Brown did a heck of a job telling Stevens that you don't need to make the situation even worse.
Yeah, that was...
Foot on the paint. It's
7 yards out of bounds there. Takes him down.
That'll give Texas a first down, and he may give them a chance to gain a little bit of momentum. And Rick Neuheisel is frustrated at the officials, but at the same time he's frustrated with his senior as well.
Speaking of momentum, remember, Applewhite brought Texas back with 27 points to try to catch Colorado without Benson in there. And most important, Washington does not know how to play with a 30-14 lead. They have never been in this situation. They're always coming from behind. You know what? They might be just a little bit too far behind, and old Texas might give them some of their own medicine.
The penalty makes it 1st and 10 from the 45. 5 receivers in the pattern for Applewhite. B.J. Johnson held on at the 29. Some kind of stick by Wandemi Davis, the senior. But Johnson made the better play. 26 first down yards.
Roy Williams gets most of the recognition for this receiving corps, but B.J. Johnson, I think, is probably the most dynamic receiver, most complete receiver right now on this roster. He's a sophomore, 41 catches on the year, and against zone coverage here, nice throw by Applewhite. Big hit by Wande Davis, and a nice job by Johnson to hold on to the ball.
B.J. Johnson, 3 catches, 92 yards, exclusively in the air, post skate. The tight end takes it to the 15-yard line. A pickup of 15.
Remember, this is the perfect situation for Major Applewhite. He loves to bring his team from behind. He loves to do with the passing game. I would recommend that little shovel pass again to keep the pressure off him, and also get this guy, Ivan Williams, number 26, running occasionally, just to keep the pressure off of Applewhite.
Just got to stick a run in here somewhere.
Yes,
keep him honest, right?
Yeah, just keep honest.
That is Williams in the backfield. Now in motion. Four options to throw. Tony Jeffrey, the redshirt freshman from Houston. Working on Rock Alexander.
Still a lot of football to be played. You mentioned the possibility of Texas being able to score. Major Applewhite bringing them back. It also has to do with the style of offense. You know, the people that are most excited right now on the field are the Texas wide receivers, because they know now that they're going to have a chance to make plays. And we all know this because we've seen them play a number of times. Texas wide receivers as a group are as gifted physically as any you'll find in the nation.
2nd and 10. And Washington gets some pressure on Applewhite. A run with Williams to the 13-yard line.
Now, the theory behind that draw play is even if you don't make but 3 or 4 yards, at least you get the defensive lineman from pinning their ears back and just rushing the passer. That was a good call. Now, I would look for number 4, Roy Williams, somehow, because he will make a sensational play down here to score.
Williams will be bottom of the screen against Amari Lowe. B.J. Johnson in motion at the top. Flat.
I thought they were going to get.
You heard Rick yelling, "Watch the ball," to his defensive front guys.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still, third down.
Neuheisel, the Rose Bowl MVP, back in '83, and winner as a coach of the Rose Bowl. Finished number 3 in the country last year. He's the master salesman. He's not Slick Rick anymore. That tag has gone away, and rightfully so, because people realize there's a sincerity to how Rick Neuheisel builds a program. And just because he's from a different generation doesn't mean it's done the wrong way. 3rd and 4, Applewhite throws it out of the end zone with nobody open. And the Washington folks throw it back. Field goal time. So the freshman Dusty Mangum will come on. A good pooch punt earlier in this half. Didn't mean nothing. Washington drove the field. From 26 yards. Washington a touchdown, Texas a field goal in the first 9:23. Devo looking on as his team's down 13.
For our 100th anniversary, we invite you to come in and take a nice, relaxing cruise. Find great values at the Mercedes 100th anniversary event, our anniversary gift to you.
The kids are fine. Why are you always so anxious?
Dad, you're always so tense. Are you mad at me?
Honey, you can't keep losing sleep. It makes you so irritable.
You worry constantly. Can't we have a relaxing dinner anymore?
Chronic anxiety can affect your relationships, your work, your life. If you're one of the millions of people who live with uncontrollable worry, anxiety, and several of these symptoms for 6 months or more, you could be suffering from generalized anxiety disorder, and a chemical imbalance could be to blame. Paxil, the most prescribed medication of its kind for generalized anxiety, works to correct this imbalance. Prescription Paxil is not for everyone. Tell your doctor what medicines you're taking. People taking MAOIs or thiazidine should not take Paxil. Side effects may include decreased appetite, dry mouth, sweating, nausea, constipation, sexual side effects, tremor, fatigue, or sleepiness. With the help of Paxil, you can see someone you haven't seen in a while. Yourself.
Hey, I remember you.
Monday, Brandon Doman and BYU stare down Louisville. BYU Louisville, the AXA Liberty Bowl, 4 o'clock Monday on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 Culligan Holiday Bowl is presented by Culligan. For a no-cost, no-obligation in-home water analysis, contact your local Culligan man at Culligan.com.
Great look at downtown San Diego here in 2001. Look at Bevo looking on. He looks like he's ready to go cover the kick. 30-17 is Bevo 13. Makes the trip out here for the Holiday Bowl. The all-time Bevo is Bevo 9, the Bevo when they won the national championship. It's mounted outside the locker room. Brock Alexander, or Charles Frederick, I should say, spins and turns and moves it out to the 34-yard line. Nice job by Frederick, the freshman from Boca Raton, Florida. Frederick gets on a plane tomorrow morning, heads to St. Louis, and joins the Washington basketball team. He's a top 25 recruit in basketball, an excellent player. And he'll join Bob Bender's squad, who has a game tomorrow against the Billikens of St. Louis.
Marcus Wilkins, number 56. Washington Huskies take over first down and 10 to go at the 35-yard line.
From the 35, here's Cody Pickett, the sophomore. Looked long, it was covered. Has eluded 2 rushing Longhorns and got rid of it. The receiver over there, but out of the pocket, over the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. Here are the poll results. All-time best performers in school history for these two teams. Part of our Verge Friday. Washington history, you said Steve Emtman. 12,000 who voted there. And on the Texas side, Tyler Rose, Earl Campbell. And there are some old-timers who, as Chris Fowler pointed out earlier with these .com polls, the AARP group, as you affectionately call them, Lee, not as computer active.
They don't even know how to vote. I mean, they don't even know how to vote, much less get. We got to. I think this thing is prejudice against AARP guys.
That's incomplete. And the correct call. Nathan Vasher had it on the ground. As he tried to make the INT. D.D. Lewis's pressure up the middle. Forced Pickett to get rid of it. And it almost got picked.
Well, this time you have Jeremy Stevens flexed out, and they're going to bring the linebacker Tyrone Jones, and this time they're going to match up Nathan Vasher, who's a little bit more athletic and has a little bit more size than Ahmad Brooks. And you can see the ball was poorly thrown, but at least Vasher was in position to make a play.
That stare from Mack Brown was up at the replay board. He just wanted to make sure that shouldn't have been a pick. It's a big stop here for the Texas defense. Can they 3-and-out Washington? Pickett, Stevens, first down and more. 16 yards.
Pass complete to Jeremy Stevens.
Okay, the only reason this play is continuing to work is because the linebackers are getting faked out, and then the tight end is dragging. There's a perfect example of number 11. Jarek Johnson of moving to the long area. Now, let me tell you something. The only way you can stop that play is have the backside linebacker squat and stay at home and play that play. Because if they continue to go with the flow, they're dead.
Keep going to it, right?
I mean, just keep going to it.
From the 49, Hurst. He squirted forward to the 46. Stevens got his helmet knocked off in the block there.
The thing that makes it tough on Stevens, or to defend Stevens on a crossing route, is if it's man coverage, he's going to kind of use the staircase technique and just keep moving away from the defender. If it's zone, he's going to run to an open area, and they're going to find him there. And in this case, because Texas plays so much man, he's just running away from the defender, but Texas isn't even covering, so he's wide open.
But the offside linebacker doesn't have a man assigned to him. He should stay at home. He's running across the field.
On second down, Hurst finds an opening. Willie Hurst up the middle to the 4-yard line. 42 yards. His longest run of the season.
Go upstairs to take an interesting look here from up top. And this is a great job of reading the blocks and cutting back in the hole by Willie Hurst. Good blocking to push the Texas defense to the outside. And then Willie Hurst just shows his natural ability to make the read into the hole there. And I'd say he has some speed. Once he gets out of the open field, the Texas secondary can really run, and he nearly outran him to the end zone.
Kyle Penn, number 65, the captain of the offensive line. The center was the reason why that play worked so well.
First and goal, option pitch. It is Hurst. It is a touchdown. A Texas defense that allowed 3 touchdowns in the third quarter all season has allowed 2 tonight. They're thinking about going for 2 here. A little confusion. They are thinking about going for 2. Have time with the play clock down at 18. The margin is 19. A 2-point conversion here will get it up to 21. That's why Neuheisel will go for 2 here. They'll send Elstrom and Reddick to the top of the screen. Play clock at 2 and 1. They get it off. And Hurst will throw it. And it's intercepted by Quentin Jammer, who can return it for a defensive 2-point conversion. But he's taken down at the 5. So the lead remains 19 at 36-17. It's a good-looking 2-point play. It just didn't work. The last 4 Washington possessions, a field goal and 3 touchdowns. Willie Hurst is over 100 yards. And the defense that gave up under 14 points a game this year has given up 36. What are you made of, Texas? Down 19. We'll come back and find out.
She's got style.
Don't start.
She's got attitude. We can be partners.
You might try to kill me.
I'm not going to kill you.
I said you'd try. This is where I start to have fun.
Meet the new face of adventure.
Time to save the universe?
Absolutely.
Angelina Jolie. Tomb Raider. Rated PG-13. Playing on pay-per-view.
Stuff the stockings with Santa's little helpers, Dish Dollars. Ah, the gift of entertainment. All come in $25 amounts. Your friends use them for anything and everything great about Dish Network. Movies, magazines, more channels. That's the picture. You give, they receive, and everybody's happy. Spread the cheer this year. Give Dish Dollars from Dish Network. Call 1-800-333-DISH now. Operators are standing by.
Jingle all the way, hey!
It's the most wonderful week of the year.
Capital One Bowl Week continues Saturday. At noon, Toledo battles Cincinnati. At 3:30, Texas Tech looks to stop Iowa. And at 5:30, K-State tries to put a hurt on the Cuse. Cincinnati-Toledo, the Motor City Bowl at noon on ESPN. Iowa-Texas Tech, the Sylvania Alamo Bowl presented by Siemens at 3:30 on ESPN. Syracuse-Kansas State, the Insight.com Bowl at 5:30 on ESPN2. Capital One Bowl Week, Saturday.
The Eyes of Texas may be a more familiar fight song nationally, but Go Dogs Go is sounded pretty good. Sounds like you're reading to the kids. Go Dog Go.
One of those little dolls, you squeeze the hand and it plays the fight song. That's what that is.
6 plays, 65 yards. Hurst carried the load on that drive after Stevens on the prior drive. 19 is the lead. Irvis Hill comes across the 20, tries to turn the corner. To get knocked out at the 36-yard line.
Yes. Okay.
29 on the return. Let's take you back to the big play.
Okay, now first of all, let's take a look. There's no safeties in that area. There's a safety. That's number one. Second thing, watch the middle linebacker, D.D. Lewis, over pursuit of play right there, and that big tackle guard, Nick Newton, makes the play. The reason why that play was good, they didn't have a safety, number one, and number two, D.D.
Lewis.
D.D. Lewis, over pursuit. I was trying to look at if there was another linebacker there, but it was just D.D. Lewis's play, and that big old tackle guard, Nick Newton, 6'4", 315 pounds, just ate him up alive. That's why the play works so good.
Down 19. 18:40 to go in the game. Still time. Roy Williams, the catch. A great job to not take a knee and gets it out for a first down to the 49-yard line. Well, this Texas defense, statistically among the best in the country the last 2 games, has been beaten up.
We can talk all we want about Major Applewhite and his ability to bring an offense back, but if the defense doesn't turn things around, it's not going to matter what Major Applewhite and this offense can do. It's been a tough night for Carl Reese and the Longhorn defense.
And they've given up 30 of those points, some in a short field situation. 1 touchdown did come on an interception return. Applewhite, there's the shovel pass. Ivan Williams. It's your play and your guy, Lee. And Williams bowls over Roger Green to take it to the 34.
Remember, I'm going to bring this point up again. Major Applewhite scored 27 points against Colorado in the second half and brought his team back. He's capable of doing it if he can get some good plays like this nice little Utah shovel pass right there to Ivan Williams. They can still come back and win this game.
Good job by Williams to keep his head down. Applewhite has now thrown for over 300 yards in his final game for the Longhorns. Blitz picked up. B.J. Johnson's pulled down at the 24-yard line. Taken to the ground by Zach Tuiasosopo. Yes, the brother of the quarterback now of the Raiders, formerly of Washington, Marcus Tuiasosopo. Continuing a great family athletic tradition at the University of Washington. Of course, their sister was a very good volleyball player, Leslie, and as a matter of fact, she's returned to Washington as an assistant coach for the Washington volleyball team. Second and inches. Larry Triplett hanging on as Williams moved it forward for the first down at the 20-yard line. Good looking drive here. Down 19 as we come up on 2 minutes, third quarter.
If I was calling the plays from Texas right now, I would go for touchdowns the next 3 times I'm down there. Forget the field goal. You're not going to catch them with 3s because your defense can't hold them. So I would use 4 downs right now if I was Greg Davis to try to score touchdowns the next 3 times I get down here.
At this stage of the game, you almost have to, down 19 points.
Play action, Applewhite. To the fullback, Matt Trissel. He bowls forward to the 5, first and goal. 15-yard reception is the longest of the season for the junior from Teague, Texas.
You can see a different mentality from the Texas offense, a more aggressive attitude. It's a shame it's taken them to get down to have this kind of attitude, but it was missing early in the game, and we've seen it in this second half when they kind of felt desperate. And when teams get desperate, they realize that they're fighting not only the defense, but also the clock, and they take it up a notch. And that's what Texas has done right now.
First and goal. Wide movement, no flags. Texas slowed down as well, and the hit out of bounds takes out the gentleman who's marking it down as well. Looks like everybody over there is okay on the Ivan Williams carry.
That was an ugly-looking play, wasn't it?
As soon as the Washington guys pointed, half the players on the field stopped.
The Texas guys thought they were offside. Must have been movement on the right side.
But ugly. Look at half the guys dead.
It's a new defensive strategy.
Yes.
They'll sweep the country. Just start pointing at them.
Guys, yeah.
Well, you would think that Roy Williams, with his size, against Amari Lowe, number 12, the bottom of the screen, would be a matchup Texas wants.
Looking that way is Applewhite, and comes back to B.J. Johnson, incomplete.
The pass is incomplete. Intended for number 82, B.J. Johnson.
3rd and goal, but as Lee suggested.
Oh, yes. I really think that this is a two-play situation. I would not go crazy. I'd make sure I get a good play to get in close and then score. Even if I don't score, I leave the ball down there about the 1 yard line or two, and maybe my defense can get a turn.
You got to go for it. Throw the ball into the end zone.
Not necessarily. If you can throw a ball, have a guy break a tackle in the end zone, that's just as good.
Sloan Thomas is the receiver at the top of the screen. Johnson in the slot. Applewhite looking and nothing there. As the second time on 3rd and goal, there's been nothing open, and Applewhite has just thrown it up to the top, and now a decision here. The field goal kicker started to run on, but as you guys suggested, Mac backed him up at first, and now will go for the field goal to try to make it a 16-point or 2-possession game.
One of the things, he gets 3 points, which is wonderful, but he gives up about 45 yards of field position. And his defense hasn't stopped them yet. I would not kick this field goal. Not a second guess. I'd have tried to get a touchdown. If I didn't get it, I'd leave the ball down there.
Mangum from 24. Gets them closer. Mac Brown's offense did move it down the field. Major Applewhite has thrown tonight for 324 yards. You look at the Hotel Del Coronado. A day at the beach for Texas right now, down 16.
How would you like to curl up with a nice, thick instruction manual about water softeners? Me either. Life is just a little too short. That's why Culligan created the Worry-Free Water Program. Here's how it works. They do all the work, you don't. All you do is call Culligan, and the Culligan man takes it from there. Hey, Culligan man. So don't just order a water softener. Order a Culligan man. Call Culligan, and let somebody else worry about your water.
For a free in-home water analysis and a great offer, call 1-800-CULLIGAN or visit Culligan.com today.
Rolaids announces unbeatable taste. 5 great ways to spell fast relief. And now taste tests show even Tums can't beat Rolaids. In mint or fruit flavors, what a great tasting way to spell relief. Rolaids.
Welcome to your Disc Explorer. Access HorrorFlix. Great getaway scenes. Squeeze in.
Movies and music the way you want, in a place called Sony.
Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 38 cents a day, a 50% savings. Call now 800-553-4400. That's 800-553-4400 for the Wall Street Journal.
Back to receive the Huskies, number 3, Brock Alexander.
Back at the Culligan Holiday Bowl for 2001. Washington leads by 16. Texas looking for a top 10 finish here in 2001. Something they have not enjoyed since 1983. They're looking for an 11-win season that's only happened 4 times in the history of the program. And Smith kicking off. Charles Frederick from the 10. Taken down at the 26-yard line. Teams play by Philip Eager. The safety high above the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, providing the aerial pictures tonight. 2001 is the 103rd anniversary of Goodyear and the 76th for its blimp fleet. We thank Luis Navarro for the pictures tonight We're above Qualcomm Stadium here in San Diego. The only home this bowl game is known. And the site of the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 22 and 32. And the home of the Padres for one more year. The baseball team moves downtown in 2003. Rich Alexis now runs. Able to go forward, get about 3 yards. Jermaine Anderson pulled him down. Seen a lot more of Anderson after Kalen Thornton was injured in the first half.
Under a minute to go now in the third quarter. It is up to the Texas defense to show some leadership and some pride and get the ball back to the Texas offense. Tonight, Washington's had the ball 11 times. 8 times they've gotten into Texas territory. And the last 4 possessions have been touchdown, field goal, touchdown, and a touchdown. So Texas needs to take a stance right now if they're going to get back into this game.
2nd and 8. Pickett's had trouble with the snap a few times tonight and is able to cover up there. That's where it was like he was losing it on the way out. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Quite a quarter for that man, Jeremy Stevens, the junior from Olympia, Washington. 10 catches in an injury-plagued season. 8 catches tonight. Helped Washington to 36 points in the second and third quarter. And off we go to the fourth at the Holiday Bowl with Rick Neuheisel's team up 16.
The 2002 ESPN Sports Almanac in bookstores now.
Some people live with Culligan soft water. Some people don't. Culligan is water.
For a free in-home water analysis and a great offer, call 1-800-CULLIGAN or visit Culligan.com today.
Airbag patent, 30th anniversary. TeleAid, 2nd anniversary. Safety crumple zones, 50th anniversary. Retractable hardtop, 5th anniversary. Anti-lock brakes, 23rd anniversary. Mercedes, 100th anniversary. 100 years of innovations. Find great values at the Mercedes 100th anniversary event, our anniversary gift to you.
This holiday season, you can play in the snow or the dirt because Honda's got great deals on all sport and utility ATVs, including any Foreman or Recon. Choose no down payment and low monthly payments for the first 2 years with a Honda card, or get no down payment and low 6.9% fixed APR for 24 months with Honda Finance. And we've added bonus bucks for merchandise on select Honda ATVs. But hurry, gifts that go are going fast.
From Claudia Rodriguez to her childhood friend.
K2 Construction and their #1 supplier.
Grandpa William and his grandson Billy.
Chang Lin and her great-great-aunt.
Sergeant Peter Kozak and his fiancée Deb.
To all the people who can't be together, from all the people who bring you together, happy holidays.
Timmy Welsh and a Mr. S. Claus.
At Bank of America, we really wanted to participate in the Olympic Winter Games. But in the end, we decided to support the real athletes and stick to the things we do best, like eliminating 80% of all upfront paperwork to make the mortgage process less painful.
Fourth quarter, a 3rd and 13 starts it. Pickett puts it up, and it's incomplete. The good man coverage from Vasher and Jammer. That's how Texas must start this fourth quarter. Get Washington's offense off the field. Get into a punt situation. We have not seen much of Derek McLaughlin, the freshman from Mesa, Arizona tonight. Just his 4th punt coming up. Remember, Texas blocked 3 this year. And McLaughlin had 5 blocks.
And the snap has been very slow. Very slow. Wobbly.
Got back there, got it out of there. Returnable kick for Vasher. And he stopped right at the 48-yard line. Wrapped up by Greg Carruthers, the starting safety. And here's Jerry's conversation with Rick Neuheisel after the 3rd quarter.
Rick, got to be pleased with how well Stevens, Hurst, and company have moved the football against the #1 defense in the country.
Well, we're excited about our position, but there's a lot of work to do, and you just hate when you fumble a snap and lose an opportunity to get a positive gain on 2nd down. So we got to go get this, see if we can make a 1st down here, and we're going to have to hold on to our rear end with both hands. This is a very talented team. A lot of football left to be played, but we're going to fight to the finish.
Unusual, you guys be playing with a lead in the 4th quarter. You're good at coming from behind.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to react to this, but we're going to go fight, and I'm really pleased with the way we played, the tempo with which we played, and I'm really proud, but there's a lot of work still to be done.
Thanks, Rick.
All right.
And it's work to be done against the Texas offense, which can be as high-powered as anybody in the country. They average just under 40 a game. Getting there could be the difference tonight. Major Applewhite over 300 yards. Roy Williams came back for it. Rock Alexander bopped him on the way out of bounds.
It'll be interesting to see what Texas does here. Poor field position in the Miami game killed Washington. Miami got the ball 8 times in the Washington sideline and scored 65 points. Washington now has the ball Texas has it in the Washington side. They should move the ball. They should be trying for long touchdown passes. Move the ball down to Kirk and try to get a touchdown. They got the ball where they want it. Don't get greedy.
2nd and 10 in that typical 3-receiver, 1-back set. A run with
like that.
Ivan Williams, the broken arm tackle, and is right at the 1st down stick. Depending on the mark, I think he's got it.
I love that call because it gives Ivan Williams a chance to run the football. It's a counter trade. The right guard will move. Elliot Zajac will pull around and make a good play. Remember, Washington allowed 20 touchdowns in the ground the last 7 games. None tonight. Texas has to do something like that.
You also have Washington getting upfield, and it's a good time to call that delayed run because they're getting upfield. It makes it an easier block to the Texas linemen.
There's a ton of time left. You guys are right. From the 37, Applewhite. Bo Scaife has had a tough night. Did a couple go off his hands and turn into interceptions, and that time he had a 1st down and much more. But he forgot the most important piece.
Every time Washington's gotten into the zone defense, Texas has gotten upfield vertically into the seams, whether it's been to a wide receiver like B.J. Johnson or a tight end. They've hit some and they've missed some. That time, Major Applewhite, great throw right into the hands of Scaife for big yards. And Scaife, I think, maybe got ahead of himself looking downfield and dropped the ball.
Comes some pressure. Applewhite looking downfield. Williams trying to make a great catch over Omari Lowe.
Passing complete.
3rd and 10.
Omari Lowe and Roy Williams are having some fun tonight. They are being very physical. Even when Texas runs the ball, I've been watching them, and it's been very amusing to watch. This time, you have a one-on-one matchup. The ball is underthrown, making it tough for Roy Williams to come back through Omari Lowe to make the catch. But these two are going back and forth, not only physically, but verbally all night.
That's one play that Steve Spurrier and Rex Grossman does better than anybody else. They always throw the ball on the outside of the defender so the receiver can make the catch and not have to go over the defender.
Applewhite's missed his last 5 passes. He's going to have 5 in the pattern here. Scaife, they cleared out some space, and the tight end has the 1st down at the 25. Pick up 12 and a half.
Talking a lot tonight about Keith Gilbertson, the Washington offensive coordinator. This time, Greg Davis, the Texas offensive coordinator, shows a look that he hasn't shown all night long. An empty set, 5 wide receivers. They send 4 of them deep, way downfield, which caught the attention of the Washington defense, and then they delayed Skate right underneath. And as a wide-open wide receiver, and he picked up the first down.
They used the Washington tight end delay across the middle.
Davis's 4th season here, 29th.
Same look.
Yep, in college coaching. 0-0 look when he sends 5 out. Quick hitter is complete to Williams. In the red zone now at the 17-yard line. Omari Lowe's laughing. You lining up Roy Williams down there like a tight end?
You know what he's saying? He's saying they got to move you to tight end to get you the ball. Come on, I thought you're slow. I thought you're an All-American. Come out here with me.
10 catches now for Roy, 97 yards. Hey, Lowe's done a decent job.
He sure has.
10 catches, but
Omari Lowe's playing well tonight.
In the red zone, need touchdowns. They've been down here a couple of times for field goals this half. Brett Robin to the 10-yard line. And Madavi made the play.
You notice 2 key plays with the counter trap in that play. Getting the ball up the field so the lineman can push forward instead of always retreating. And I think that's why I like a run occasionally. If nothing else, to get your offensive lineman to come off the football instead of retreating, and they get more and more aggressive. I like that call.
The linemen like it too.
Yes, they do.
They like to.
They always say, run it, coach.
Throwing him a piece of meat once in a while.
Run it, coach.
There's the shovel pass to Robin. He gets down to the 4-yard line. A lot of that shovel pass, part of the Texas offense. 4 yards for Mack Brown's team to try to get that touchdown and 2-point conversion.
It's not so important for Texas to get the ball downfield when they're back up further and deeper in their own territory, but it is important to get in and out of the huddle quick. That's the most important thing, in and out of the huddle in a good tempo, because the clock is a factor.
Play 9 of the drive is 2nd and goal from the 4. After the adjustment by Applewhite, looks at the man coverage, and a flag is down. Trying to run that little rub route. Washington's going to hang on here. Again, the Mountain West Conference officials working this Culligan Holiday Bowl.
Pass interference. Defense. The penalty will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Mention a rub route, and this is just, you have 2 defenders, Chris Massey and Omari Lowe. They kind of sandwiched B.J. Johnson, but I don't think that Omari Lowe meant to come in there and be in a position to hold up B.J. Johnson. He kind of got forced into him.
Defensive coaches call it a pick play. Yep. Offensive coaches call it a rub route. 1st and goal from the 2. Texas trying to get closer. They will throw for it.
Good call.
With the fullback Trissel. Touchdown, Texas. Texas going for 2, down 10. 2nd career touchdown for Trissel. He caught a touchdown in the 2000 season. The delay was just for the spotting of the ball, and Texas wants it in the middle for this 2-point conversion.
See, I don't agree going for 2 here.
You don't?
No, because I could get a touchdown in the field goal and tie this game. If I miss this one, I'm almost out of it. Then I got to get 10 points to tie the thing. That's just my opinion.
White quick hit. It's incomplete. They want a flag. Scape's not going to get it. So both teams have gone for 2 and missed, thus negating the choices, and we're still in a 10-point game. 36-26. Devo's got more work to do.
Remember house calls?
Hey, Culligan Man.
The Culligan Man still makes them, and they're on the house. Now your local Culligan Man will make a house call and do a no-cost, no-obligation analysis of the water in your home. He knows all about water softeners and whole house filters, bottled water service, and drinking water systems. And he's got a great introductory rental offer, just $3 a month for the first 3 months. To schedule your free in-home water analysis by an expert who knows about the water where you live, call 1-800-CULLIGAN or visit Culligan.com.
Hold on. I lost my wallet and my credit card was in it.
You do have a Capital One no-hassle card, don't you?
Well, don't worry. There's not another human for miles.
Worried about losing your credit card? With Capital One's no-hassle card, you're not liable for a penny. Plus, get the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates and no telemarketing.
Cows are going to extremes to get you to eat more chicken. See how in the new Chick-fil-A calendar packed with extreme sports action and $20 worth of free food. Get yours at Chick-fil-A for just $5. Don't forget the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl December 31st on ESPN.
Hey, Edge Gel is gonna clean up your act with Edge Clean Shave Gel.
Edge Clean.
Edge Clean's got a built-in facial cleanser that helps lift dirt and oil every time you lather. To help lift dirt and oil every time you shave.
Edge Clean Complete.
So clean up your act with Edge Clean Shave Gel.
As expected, high-scoring game tonight in San Diego. Washington leads 36-26. And Smith almost knocked himself down with that kickoff, but it worked out all the way back on into the end zone. And a touchback as Rock Alexander fell on it. Let's go over to our ESPN.com Verge Friday booth here in Qualcomm Stadium, and Steve Cyphers.
Thanks, Mike. With Washington coach Donnan, 10-point lead, so much time remaining. How does that affect the rest of the game plan?
Steve, this is why you play and coach college football and have a chance to win a big game like this. I think Washington's got to keep attacking, mixing up the run and pass, but they're right where they want to be, and missing that 2-point play was big because they got to get 2 scores.
All right, Mike, more after this.
Okay, come back and see what Coach Tomey thinks about Texas. A first down run with Hurst. Good tackle by the true freshman from Waco, Derek Johnson. Go ahead, Steve.
Coach Tomey, I guess a comeback is doable. How do you do it?
Well, you got to play great defense first, Steve. They got to stop one defense. I think they need to be prepared to use timeouts on defense to preserve time and go no huddle on offense if it gets too late.
All right, good enough. Just click the enhanced TV logo on ESPN.com, and you're there, Mike.
Actually, you're here. We're here and there. Been watching here on our monitor up in this booth. It's some interesting stuff tonight.
Watch out for Jeremy Stevens on the drag route.
2nd and 10. It's off Hurst's hands and incomplete. And he got the attention of the defense there that time. Kalen Thornton came in for that snap. Try to go. He's been out most of this game, but 43, the right end, the starter, sophomore, has come back off the field. That injury is preventing him from going.
That time on 2nd and 10, Washington tried to get the ball to Jeremy Stevens again, but the play that has killed Texas in the second half. This time, they went back to Nathan Vasher and man-to-man. Forget about the linebackers. Let them put the pressure on. Nathan Vasher is a strong safety, locked him down in one-on-one coverage.
Little sense of urgency here. Looking for a second straight 3 and out. Pickett is hit by Johnson. Oh, my goodness, the freshman unloaded. And here come the Longhorns.
You know, we were laughing about this because of the fact that psychologically we were not sure Washington would know how to play with a lead in the fourth quarter. But I've had teams like that. They don't know how to play. They get too conservative. They make mistakes. The other way, they play nice and loose. I'm telling you.
You know, Derek Johnson comes underneath the All-American candidate, Jeremy Stevens. Wow. Jeremy Stevens has hurt Texas all night by catching the ball. That time, the freshman cuts underneath to get to the quarterback, Cody Pickett.
Texas is close to a return here the last few times. Thatcher, more snap. McLaughlin gets it away and gets away his best kick of the night. Thatcher fair catches it at the 46. Good job under pressure by the freshman. I know the kick only was 42, but that was the net as well. That was an important one on a poor snap. We're coming across the midnight hour back on the East Coast. And Sports Center is on your way as soon as we're done with Carl Ravitch and Linda Cohn. Talk about Najee Davenport's absence and what it means to Miami. Brett Favre's future. We're not talking Boomer Berman, but Boomer as in Wells. Back to New York, perhaps? Sports Center coming up as soon as we're done with Ravi and Linda tonight. And remember, the whole week action continues with a triple header tomorrow on ESPN and ESPN2. Applewhite down 10. Loaded up. Looking long for Roy Williams. It's underthrown, but Williams coming anyway. 39 yards. They're back in the red zone.
And watching Roy Williams play these last 2 years, I know everybody talks about his physical ability. You talk about how he could be the best receiver to ever play at Texas, and I agree with all that, but he hasn't played with a passion. Tonight, he's been playing with a passion. He goes up, he has the timing, he has the total package as far as his physical ability. Tonight, whether he's been blocking or he's been receiving, he's playing with an attitude.
Two things, shovel pass and reverse. Both those plays have been very, very good for Texas. They should use them soon.
All the momentum in the burnt orange. It comes to Trissel out of bounds at the 14. Picked up about 3 yards there, or about 2 really.
This is a perfect spot. I've always loved the reverse play down here because they're usually playing man for man. And when you send everybody one way, everybody runs, and you can come back with one of those guys. A reverse play would be a good call here. I think also that Utah shovel pass would be a good call. Those are the two plays, Kirk, that I would like to see Texas use to get in there.
Boy, that last play, Major Applewhite got pressure. If he would have had a little bit more time, he had a simple flag route, post corner to the tight end, Bo Scaife, who had beaten his man and was all alone in the back of the end zone. So I think Washington on their heels right now as a defense.
Applewhite's hit his last 6. Williams out of the game on this play. Flag comes down as Washington entered the neutral zone. Communication with Matthew Anderson, the center, and Applewhite, the quarterback. Got the snap there quickly.
Like they got Jerome Stevens to jump off there.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. Second down.
Will be second and about 3 online on our Verge Friday, ESPN.com. Can the Longhorns come back and win? We've been polling you in our Verge Friday area. And many of you think they can. I'm sure that number will go up if they score here. Ivan Williams. They have the first down. Or be darn close to it at the 6. He's got it.
The momentum has switched so dramatically here in the last 5 minutes of this ball game. I remember we were talking about when Texas was down by a few scores. They were down by 19 points at one time. We were talking about, boy, the time of this game is really a factor. It's really an enemy for Texas. Boy, if they score here with close to 9 minutes to go, they have plenty of time now, and it's turned like that.
Well, I said Texas, see what you're made of, because the rap against this team is winning the big game. Now, they beat Texas A&M a couple of times. It's a big game if they lose it, but if they win it, it's not remembered as a big game. Same thing tonight. You beat Washington, number 20 in the country, Pac-10 runner-up, first down. Is it seen as a big win? Well, maybe by some. I don't think by the whole of Texas fans.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. That's my point.
But if Texas wins this football game with the number of people they coming back, they'll be 1, 2, or 3 in the nation in preseason.
Sure. I think, you know, Mack Brown was looking for a carrot to dangle out there. 11 wins, 5th time in the program history. Top 10 finish, haven't had it since the early 80s. I think that's a legitimate carrot. It sounds like a load of bunk to people out there, but I think from a foundation standpoint, it makes the winner go by with real hopes of a championship dream in 02. Williams to the 1.
It also helps you recruiting. When you win a bowl game, you'd be surprised. There's every football player in America in high schools now watching this football game. And there's some kids going to sway, say, you know, I love that. Kirk will say, I love that background. I love that Texas, the way they came back. It helps recruiting.
The momentum, I think, is key in these bowl games. So often we get caught up in the BCS and the big games, but the momentum that can be gained in these bowl games is crucial. And anytime you have a big conferences match up against each other, it's always a big win if you're able to pull off a victory.
It is Williams right side, and markers come down, and Washington get a timeout. They had too many players on the field, and I think they got the timeout call before the snap.
Prior to the snap, we have a timeout, Washington. That is the first charge timeout of the half.
Rick Neuheisel's team digging in, trying to hold on. The lead is 10, but Texas is knocking on touchdown's door.
You can call this the Mike Phillips Hall of Fame. I'm a personal fitness trainer, and I feel the Ford Explorer offers agility, balance, and a lot of heart. Everybody assumes that Mike's driving because Mike's Explorer seat 7. Wild bunch of guys. See, that's me right there. You can say I do every sport. Well, almost every sport.
Boys will be boys. Let's face it.
2002 Explorer combines space, power, and attitude. Sheer perfection.
Being your friend is always an adventure.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Edmond Dantes had the perfect life until his best friend framed him.
You're under arrest.
There will be justice.
Now he will train to fight.
Good. Too good.
Dare to escape and take back his life. Jim Caviezel, Guy Pearce, Richard Harris.
How did you ever call yourself my friend?
The Count of Monte Cristo. Rated PG-13. Starts January 25th.
I couldn't wait to show off my new wheels at the reunion until I told my State Farm agent I really needed it fixed fast, and he mentioned Service First.
When you choose State Farm Service First claims program, you don't have to get estimates. Go straight to a participating repair center where they guarantee their work. It's as simple as that.
I was looking good again in no time.
Ronnie?
Service First, just one more way. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Monday, Brandon Doman and BYU stare down Louisville. BYU Louisville, the AXA Liberty Bowl, 4 o'clock Monday on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 Culligan Holiday Bowl is presented by Culligan. For a no-cost, no-obligation in-home water analysis, contact your local Culligan man at Culligan.com. And in part by Capital One, proud sponsor of the Capital One Florida Citrus Bowl on January 1st.
Not too far from downtown San Diego, we welcome you back to the best of the non-New Year's Day bowl games. 24th Culligan Holiday Bowl. Always high scoring and entertaining, always close, and starting to smell like the old Holiday Bowl again here. Texas looking for the tying touchdown, or for the touchdown to get within 3. Williams powering forward. Did he break the play? He'll come in and check. Touchdown. Ivan Williams, who had 5 touchdowns on the season, has picked it up in the absence of Cedric Benson here tonight. Texas 499 yards of offense on 71 plays. And 23 points. The Longhorns were down 19. We asked what they're made of. Some character and some heart. Ivan Williams got that ball across the plane as she looked right down the goal line to get it within 3 at the 8:01 mark, fourth quarter.
You know, we've Kirk and you and I, Mike, have talked a lot about Keith Gilbertson, great offensive coordinator from Washington. Well, right now, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to earn his pay. He's got to get them back in the way of being more aggressive and not worry about making a mistake. Run the ball, throw it, get good balance. But the key to this whole thing, Kirk, is I think you got to have a mixture of plays the way they can keep the Texas team, who is going crazy, blitzing, off balance.
Let's give a lot of credit to Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator. In the last 2 possessions for Washington, and this was following, they had 4 straight scoring possessions. The last 2, they've stopped them 3 and out, and I think they've made adjustments on Jeremy Stevens, which killed him earlier in this half. And they're being more aggressive, and they're getting the ball back, but they're also taking away what was working for Washington.
You know, Carl Reese is one of the 6 finalists for the Frank Broyles Award, which goes to the Assistant Coach of the Year. And the last 2 guys who win that, I think, were Mike Mangione and Ralph Friedgen. Head coaches. Also large head coaches. It's the year of the fat head coach. It is. No, before Ralph Friedgen became a head coach, you couldn't get a real heavy-set guy on the sideline because he didn't look the part. Ralph is now Coach of the Year, and all of a sudden they're looking for a nice heavy-set guy. I'm telling you, it goes in trends, Mike. I've seen it all my life. Tall guys get jobs, short guys get jobs. It all depends on who's winning.
What was your category?
I was a cool cat that lost, so they got nobody like me.
Charles Frederick spun away from 2 tackles, and then is brought down to the 23-yard line.
All right.
But you look good.
You look good on the sideline. Long sideburns.
Jet black hair. Thick, long sideburns.
Looking good.
Steven Stingle made a nice special team tackle. So Cody Pickett, who's right up there in sophomore quarterbacks in the country. Lawson and Grossman, Eli Manning. Let's see what his offense can do against the UTD that in the second half has looked like one of the best in the country, especially here in the fourth quarter. Last 6 snaps, minus 11 yards. Hurst ran right into the back of his center, Kyle Ben. Just a couple.
Always talk about momentum in college football and how it can change. It's obviously changed in these final. Oh my God, Bevo, he's lounging now. He's chilling.
He's confident.
7.5 to go. You're still down 3, big fella. Get him up.
Yeah, but Bevo had the over. And he's real happy right now.
Anyway, the momentum, you can tell it's changed. And look how it's affecting the Texas defense and the way they're playing now in this second half. They're playing with a lot more enthusiasm.
Look at the sideline.
Yeah, that's it. You got it, Coach. Pickett, little boot. Looking for Williams, who's covered underneath. Stevens incomplete. All over him is Ahmad Brooks.
The adjustment that Carl Reese has made is he's removed the responsibility of the linebackers to have to deal with Jeremy Stevens. He said, forget about it. We're going to turn you loose and put you in other positions to make plays. Go blitz. Take the backs. We're going to let the safeties, Ahmad Brooks and Nathan Vasher, worry about covering Jeremy Stevens. And what's interesting about that is the size of the safeties. Both are undersized compared to 6'7" Jeremy Stevens.
But with that kind of coverage, they've got to get the ball to number 1, Reggie Williams, because he's one-on-one on the outside at the bottom of your picture.
3rd and 8. Here they come. Stevens lost it, intercepted! Johnson to the 9!
This is called going to the well one too many times. This play has worked over and over. This time, Corey Redding, the defensive end, is going to feel it. Look at him. As a defensive end, he gets a hand on the ball, deflects it, it goes off of Stevens. Redding almost makes the interception, and then the freshman, Derek Johnson's there to make the play. Great job of recognition by Corey Redding.
That's a perfect example of what they call a zone blitz, where they blitz everybody, and a lineman like Redding drops back. Perfect example.
1st and goal. Applewhite throws. Trissel. Big passing part of the offense. gains just a yard.
And Trizzle on that reception, number 46.
Cody Pickett in the offense. 3 and out, 3 and out. Third down turnover, giving Texas first and goal where the Longhorns are lethal. The true freshman linebacker Johnson with the big play. They're in field goal range to tie, but the Longhorns are thinking TD to take the lead. Williams seeking, pushing forward to the 4. Roderick Reed, the backup strong safety, one of the 2 Texans on the Washington roster, had a hold of him.
We've been talking a lot about how it's good that Texas is sprinkling in enough of the run to help their offense. You got to remember that that's the Achilles heel for the Washington defense. They have struggled this year defending the run. And here in the second half, they've sprinkled in enough to really go after it.
In the last 7 games, they allowed 20 runs for touchdowns.
On their 5th consecutive offensive trip to the red zone, here is Applewhite. Throws, touchdown, Bo Scaife, and the Longhorns take the lead. Major Applewhite's 4th touchdown pass of the night. The extra point is an important one, and it gives Texas a 4-point lead. Applewhite's hit the last 8. Scaife, who's had a few key drops, with a go-ahead catch. Hook 'em horns. UT up 4.
There's a power sweeping the nation. People everywhere are getting things done. And it's all thanks to DIY.
I'll just do it myself.
From thought to finish, our easy-to-follow instructions are just a click away.
So, what's next?
When you want something done right, do it yourself with DIY. Online at DIYnet.com.
Another great channel from Dish Network. Call 1-800-333-DISH and ask for America's Top 150.
Hello again, Dish Network customers. The pay-per-view Prize Pursuit wraps up December 31st. This is your last chance to rack up a few more entries to win the thrill of a lifetime. Every pay-per-view order is an automatic entry to win one of 6 incredible grand prizes. Enjoy movies, sports, events, anything you like without ever leaving your home. Time is running out, so don't wait any longer. Order Dish On Demand pay-per-view tonight.
He's a field goal kicker. What's so amazing about a field goal?
It's 63 yards under pressure.
Pressure?
Look, I got $40. Says none of y'all can hit from half that distance.
You got it.
Guys, believe you're up.
Later on SportsCenter, how Miami's title hopes could rest on some backup backs. Chris Berman on what's ahead for Brett Favre in the playoffs, and it looks like another big baseball signing. Join me, Linda Cohn, along with Carl Ravitch for SportsCenter after the game.
Major Applewhite has added to his record Texas career in his final UT game. Most passing yards in a bowl game, and he now is the sole holder of touchdown passes in a bowl game with 4. 3 picks early. But he's come back and he's still working the guys, his offensive lineman. And Rick Neuheisel's trying to remind his sophomore quarterback, Cody Pickett, of what's been done successfully. Washington has seen Texas go, to use a basketball term, on a 22-0 run to take a 4-point lead. Brock Alexander spilled at the 20. Yeager, who had the key mistake in special teams, the running into the kicker against Colorado, Big play there.
It's a perfect example of what they call a zone blitz. What they do is they blitz the outside people, but number 40, Corey Reddy, the lineman, drops back, and Derek Johnson intercepts him.
Well, Bo Scaife here is going to move to the outside, take the defender, Blanche, the outside linebacker with him, and he takes him out so far, and it makes it easy for him to cut back underneath. And again, Applewhite, nice throw for the touchdown for the Horns.
Pickett from the 20. Incomplete, dropped by Paul Arnold, who we have not called virtually at all tonight.
Not at all.
No catches for the former running back who was moved out to wide receiver. 43 catches on the year.
This is the first time he's had a ball even thrown his way.
Speaking of no catches, you know that great All-American freshman, number 1, Reggie Williams? The last time he caught a pass was with 8 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. That's almost a quarter. Get the ball to number 1. He's a big play man. Find a way to get the ball to him.
Quentin Jammer locking him up down at the bottom of your screen. Here comes the blitz off the corner. It was picked up, and Pickett goes to Williams, and he couldn't hit him. Pickett's one of his last 9 pass attempts.
The reason why that play wasn't complete was a tremendous pass rush by the Texas defense by blitzing. But that's the idea, Kirk. Try to get the ball to the game breakers. Number 1, Reggie Williams, although Jammer's a good player.
No.
Try to go for him.
He's a great player, but Williams has had opportunities tonight. He has beaten Jammer in one-on-one. It was interesting. Yeah. Right after the ball was thrown over top of Williams' head, Jammer went right by him to the official. And I think what he's complaining about is Williams is pushing off of Jammer at the last moment, and he just wants to make the official aware of the situation.
3rd and 10. Here's the pressure. Pickett put it up for Williams. It's caught by Neuheisel.
4th series in a row, the Texas defense has stepped up. 3 3-and-outs and the interception. Carl Reese's guys have answered the call here in the 4th quarter.
And it's put Texas in position for the best comeback in school history. We're talking one of the great histories in football. Texas never falls behind by 19. Rarely do they do that, and a chance to come back from that deficit here tonight. Laughlin gets it away. This punt of 37 yards was fair caught, I guess. Was caught by Baxter, and then he started running. Well, Capital One Bowl week continues later today on the East Coast. At the Pontiac Silverdome, the Motor City Bowl, Toledo and Chester Taylor. Good-looking running back against one of the top freshman QBs in the country. Slinging it all around for Rick Minter's Cincinnati team. Noon Eastern, you'll see the Motor City Bowl on ESPN. Part of 3 bowl games tomorrow. Pennsylvania Alamo Bowl as well, and then Syracuse, Kansas State over on ESPN2. There's the reverse you guys have been calling for this whole half. B.J. Johnson knocked down for 45, but inbounds, and the clock runs. It'll take us under 5 minutes.
Every time you run a reverse, even if it doesn't make a lot of yardage, you know one thing, it cuts down a pursuit. Because if the guys are back there watching a reverse, they're not going, Kirk, over for their sweep.
It's good to see Texas staying aggressive with the play call. Yeah. You know, they don't want to pull their horns in here and get ultra conservative. Major Applewhite's an experienced quarterback. He knows to milk the clock here, the play clock, as far as he can. Get it inside in under 5 seconds, if not even further down. But don't get too conservative with the play call.
2nd and 9. Ivan Williams takes it out to midfield. Jerry Punch.
Guys, common knowledge here on the Texas sidelines that Major Applewhite is just 11 yards away from a career-best passing game at 408 yards he set back in 1998 at Oklahoma State. But the concern is this, you know, how conservative do you get now? 3rd and medium, you put it up in the air, or do you let the clock run? Obviously, he's not concerned about record. He's concerned about winning his football game, his final as a senior here for the Longhorns.
2 reasons why you don't throw the ball. Number 1, something bad can happen. Number 2, the clock would stop if it's an incomplete. It's 3:59. The clock is what the battle is right now. Texas has got to use that clock, as Kirk said.
There's a 35 throw. Shovel pass. Safe one to Brett Robbins. Just a yard. A penalty marker's down. What has been a pretty well-played game on the Texas side. They've been flagged just twice for 9 yards tonight. We'll see who this call's against. It's against the Longhorns, so it'll be third and even longer.
One thing from
I'm sorry, Rick will decline it, obviously. It'll be fourth
one
down.
thing from a coaching standpoint, Mike, is that 4-point spread. That 1 point means a lot, because that means they got to drive the length of the field to score. If they only had to drive about 50 yards to kick a field goal with that Anderson, it'd be different. That one single point up there is the key thing for Texas right now.
And Neuheisel did go for 2 back at 36-17, I believe it was. Trying to take it to 21 instead of 19 points. Job of the punt by Brian Bradford. Through the end zone. Touchback. 49 on the kick, 29 on the net. Bradford has been very good pinning him inside the 20. Could not do it there.
Find the ball. Don't watch the man. Find the ball. Go catch it.
Well, we welcome you to Husky Time. For those of you who didn't stay up to midnight, 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m., try to catch that Washington game, or if you can find it on TV, 5 times in the fourth quarter, the comeback victories, and 19 in Rick Neuheisel's tenure. And Lee, that means 19 of Rick's 26 wins.
And let me tell you why they do it. Number one, poised by him, and the fact that they've got one of the most experienced staffs in the country as assistant coaches.
There's a sophomore Pickett at the helm. They start with a screen for Hurst. Eluded some tackles, but that speed on defense for Texas a factor there. 3:15, only 2 timeouts left for Washington.
When we sat down with him, we asked him about the fourth quarter, the way they've been able to perform. He said, you know, when I came in and inherited this team, the one thing I recognized was that they lost some games in the fourth quarter. They had struggled in the fourth quarter, so we said, come on in and let's make a commitment to win the fourth quarter. And that was just the first year, and it's kind of carried over since that time. They've developed that reputation.
And second down. Underneath, the pass is caught by Reggie Williams, and a first down across the 30. So Reggie finally gets on the board here in the last 20 minutes of clock time.
He hasn't touched the ball since 8 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter. It looks like to me that the key player in this ball game is going to be number 1, Reggie Williams, to break a tackle and go 60.
Achieve what you emphasize is the quote from Rick Neuheisel about the focus on the fourth quarter, and then keep drilling it home to the guy. Achieve what you emphasize. It's their focus. Just give us to the fourth quarter with a chance. Man-to-man. Did Williams win the war and come down with it? No, out of bounds. Incomplete.
Caught the ball, just could not get the foot down. It was close. Okay, that's their favorite route at this stage of his career, the fade. Up and over jammer. See if he gets the foot down. Just has his toes on the line.
Very good call by the Mountain West officials. Williams going to take a break here in the snap.
For a true freshman, he has a lot of savvy, a lot of, not just a raw physical specimen. He knows the position, and he's beginning to understand defenses as well. He'll be fun to watch in the Pac-10 for the next few years.
For the 50th time tonight, Pickett to throw. Underneath Arnold. First time he touched it, and Paul Arnold gets it to the 47. First completion, it was 16 yards. 2:11 to go. Washington down 4.
Again, you don't want to say that this team enjoys being in these kind of situations, but you can recognize that they're in a familiar situation. They know how to respond. They've been here so many times before.
And it's up to the nation's toughest defense to move it on. Stevens, 50, 45. Used the sideline, got out of bounds, and is right at the first down line. 2:01 to go. Ahmad Brooks made the tackle. He's a kid who loves politics. He's so popular they call him the governor down there. The former governor of Texas, now the president, George W. Bush, said today in his ranch in Crawford, Texas, that his plans for the day included watching the Longhorns game tonight. President Bush got to know Mack Brown very well, working out in the UT weight room during the time that he was governor in Austin, and then during the campaign as well. First and 10. Pickett. Complete. At Wilbur Hooks out of bounds at the 34. Real close to a first down.
You know what's been great about this drive? Go back to last four throws. He threw the fade route, and he just barely missed getting the ball to Reggie Williams. He hit a pass to Paul Arnold. He threw a quick hot pass to Jeremy Stevens. This time he finds Hooks. He's finding different receivers. He's spreading it all over the field. He's not locking in on his favorite target, Reggie Williams.
Whole different team. A whole new set of guys came out here for this drive. 2nd and 1, time to run. Hurst, 20. He's in the 10. He's in the 5. Touchdown! Are you kidding me?
There's still 1:49 left.
Willie Hurst, a 137-yard, 2-touchdown night. A 34-yard run, what might be his last run in the purple and gold. Key extra point is converted by Anderson. The lead is 3. And that picture of Major Applewhite needed no words. The determination. It's his turn now. After Washington absolutely nothing in the 4th quarter. 80-yard drive. Hurst takes it to the house. It's Texas' turn for a Holiday Bowl finish.
Remember house calls?
Hey, Culligan Man.
The Culligan Man still makes them, and they're on the house. Now your local Culligan Man will make a house call and do a no-cost, no-obligation analysis of the water in your home. He knows all about water softeners and whole house filters, bottled water service, and drinking water systems. And he's got a great introductory rental offer, just $3 a month for the first 3 months. To schedule your free in-home water analysis by an expert who knows about the water where you live, call 1-800-CULLIGAN or visit Culligan.com.
Carrot Top here for 1-800-CALL-ATT. You don't have to be a great athlete like me to make it to the NBA All-Star Weekend. Because the more times you use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls, the more chances you have to enter and win a trip for 2 to the 2002 NBA All-Star Weekend. 8 winners will be paired up with 8 NBA three-point shootout contestants. If your NBA partner wins the shootout, you win $50,000. It's easy. Just dial down the center with 1-800-CALLATT.
Nice shorts, Carrot Strap.
Is that trash talk, huh?
On a night with 145 snaps from center, 15 scoring plays, and we had a scoreless first quarter.
0-0 in the first quarter.
83 points in the last 43 minutes.
Dusty Mangum, remember, has had 2 for 2 over 50 yards for field goals. If they get close, we could be here until
we got to get up
Sunday.
to Pasadena for the Rose Bowl.
I know, but it's worth it.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Every year, guys, it gets no better than the Holiday Bowl. Fabulous. Terrific kickoff, too. No return. A credit to John Anderson, who had a horrible first field goal, but has had 5 touchbacks and a flawless kicking night after that.
Okay, I want to bring this up one more time, Mike. Dusty Mangum, the Texas field goal kicker, has hit 2 for 2 for 50-plus yardage. Now, if they can get it in down around the 40, they got a chance. They only have to go 10, 20, 30, 40. They only got to go 50 yards. They can do it.
Oh, sure.
But it starts with 11. Major Applewhite in and out of the starting lineup for 2.5 years after he achieved some great things. And this might be his last drive as a Texas quarterback. Can he get it done? 5 in the pattern from the 20. Bo Scaife, the tight end. 12 to the 32. Longhorns full complement of timeouts. 100 seconds to go. Clock stopped on the first down.
And that play earlier in the game, motioned receiver, motioned the back out of the backfield to have an empty set, and then underneath to Bo Scaife.
Brett Robin. Pass catching tailback.
The intended receiver, number 25.
Applewhite had hit his previous 11. Back to that big Washington.
Go back to the touchdown and watch the defensive end here just get upfield. And when he does that, he takes himself right out of the play. Jermaine Anderson gets upfield and right underneath. Once he gets to the open field, there's no one there to stop Willie Hurst.
And that's the guy in for Kalen Thornton. That's right. Been out and injured, and they've run successfully to the left offensively for the Huskies in this second half. 2 and 10, the down and distance. B.J. Johnson to the 43-yard line.
You know, we've been talking about Major Applewhite, but let me tell you something. That line, Jacare Anderson and Kirk Hughes in the middle, has perfect pass protection. Watch, number 77 does a nice job right there, Antoine Kirk Hughes. I like the fact that they let those linemen slip, but Kirk, they all stayed in their zone and did a nice job of pass protection.
Great job of pass protection in this second half, but the throw there by Major Applewhite was thrown before receiver made the cut, and he dropped it right in over his shoulder.
435 passing yards, his career best. Adds to it with Scaife. Stuck at the 37 by Ben Madavi. Texas takes its first timeout at the 1:14 mark. I think it was right about this time last year where I looked at you guys and I said, well, just another Holiday Bowl. And it is just another Holiday Bowl. It's amazing how the games stay close, and a part of it is having the Pac-10 and the Big 12, two terrific conferences, sending their second-best team here every year.
And also the fact that they have enough time to practice to put in some nice special plays, which have worked tonight, Kurt. I was very, very impressed with the ability of both teams to come from behind. It's going to be difficult for either one of those two teams to accept defeat.
Well, whoever wins this game, you were talking earlier about the Texas fans, they look at this as a big win. Whoever wins this game, this is a huge win when you have the Pac-10 and the Big 12, two conferences this year who I think were battling it out to say who had the best conference in college football. This is a big game. Whoever comes away with this has a lot to be proud of.
Especially when you think of what the Pac-10's accomplished thus far in the postseason.
0.
Yeah, no wins and a couple of losses. Southern Cal losing on Christmas Day to Utah in Las Vegas. And then we saw Stanford knocked off by Georgia Tech yesterday.
You mentioned Mangum's ability to kick the long field goal. He has a long of 51, and at this stage right now, they need about another 5-6 yards, and they're within his range.
From here, it's 54 yards. They're at the 37.
But let me tell you something about long field goals at the end of the ball game. There's so much pressure on you that it's almost physically impossible for a kid to kick a long field goal when there's so much pressure on you. Like, because you got to get it perfect up fast.
With 1:14 to go, they're probably thinking, let's win this baby. Touchdown.
Sure.
Very effective, releasing 4 out there. Applewhite looking for the long one, and B.J. Johnson at the 5.
Can you vote again for the greatest football player in the history of the University of Texas? I'm telling you, Applewhite, to me, has been a sensational performer every single time he steps on the field for the University of Texas. This one, Colorado, a couple of years ago when we saw him beat Nebraska live and in color.
And he stays positive throughout this whole thing. Here's another throw, the post corner route. You're going to throw it away from the defender, Massey. And a good job of adjusting to the football by B.J. Johnson and using his body to shield Massey, to not allow him to come over and make a play.
The officials have stopped the play here for a second.
To 59 seconds. Thank you.
If I'm not mistaken, Johnson, Williams, and a couple of these other guys dropped passes that could have won this game last year.
Not this year.
Not this year, though.
Not this year, my friend.
Notice the 1 year, they were true freshmen. The notice this year, they're making the big plays. That's a year's experience.
Don't think they didn't think about that coming into this game.
I can imagine.
Major Applewhite has completed 13 of his last 14. They'll run down here. Williams to the 3. 2 timeouts left. 45 seconds. You don't want to give Washington any time on the clock.
I was going to say, they're trying to kill the clock now, so Washington won't have any time left if they score a touchdown.
We step out for a second. 43-40. 42 seconds to go.
There's always a combination of taking a knowledge and applying it. For example, I know who the shooter is. I know what he does, what he thinks, under stress, how he'll act, what's his favorite thing to do, what's his least favorite thing to do. And I got most of my rebounds before he took the shot.
Knowledge is the edge. At Invesco, it's the approach we use to invest your money. You should know what Invesco knows.
AOL keeps me closer to the people I love.
Everyone I know is on AOL.
I have a best friend that lives in Denver. With AOL, I talk to her every day.
We send pictures of our kids to their grandparents.
Oh, my grandpa loves AOL. He's on all the time.
Opening email is like Christmas. You know, you just never know what's coming.
Definitely keeps me connected to family and friends.
I mean, I'm even on my grandma's buddy list.
Am I on your buddy list?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
83 points and 1,030 yards of total offense tonight. Most of it coming in the final 45 minutes. Texas Longhorns looking for a bowl win outside of the state of Texas, which they don't get a chance to do very often. Their last bowl victory outside of the state of Texas in 5 tries was the 65 Orange Bowl. Rick Neuheisel's team trying to shut down Mac's offense on 2nd and goal. Ron Williams, touchdown, Texas. Johnson had the 2 big catches on that drive after the drops in this situation last year. Dusty Mangum just snuck the extra point in. And man, that's huge. 90 points.
Oh.
Still 38 seconds to go.
Oh, you can't say enough about number 77, Antoine Kurt Hughes, 6'3", 210, 310, excuse me. Mike Williams, 6'6", 345. When they needed it, they went off the right side, Kurt, and it just used the old ISO play, lead blocker, that big fullback, and those big guards and tackles, and boom, touchdown. Man, that's my kind of play right there.
27 fourth-quarter points by Texas. Again, if the Longhorns hold on, it will be their greatest deficit erased. And Major Applewhite, if it ends with that snap, Major Applewhite will walk out by improving one of his school career records. Most passing yards in a game, although bowl game records are different. 473 yards passing on 37 of 55 tonight. Our focus will be Washington's offense the rest of the way. To this guy, congratulations.
He is a huge fan of Sony PlayStation 2 college football, big player.
Yeah, right.
And he's having a night tonight like he's playing that video game.
He is.
And you know what? There's 8 billion Texas fans saying, why did old Mac put him in against Oklahoma? If they did, they might be in Pasadena instead of San Diego.
Keep it on the ground. Washington advancing it forward to the 43-yard line with Rock Alexander. So now let's think about the other field goal side and John Anderson, who's made a 47-yarder, who's made 2 walk-off field goals. It's a 4-point game, though, so it has to be the touchdown. Thank you, Lee.
That's right. No.
You can say it next time.
No, we're just we're off. I was going, what? 2, 3.
I'm sorry, I've lost track of points at 90, pal.
Pull out the graphic, Washington's comeback victories, because we got to go review this again. Because they got, I know, I'm just saying, they got a chance here. They got to see if they have any magic left.
Yeah, 1 timeout. They've moved trips to the near side. It. That hurts you. Got to use the timeout here.
Yep.
Got to use it. And they get the timeout at the 24-second mark. So Washington now out of timeouts. lead 4 for Texas.
As we talked about, Rick Neuheisel's won 19 of 26 times at Washington coming from behind. That comes from great poise in his point, but also the fact that I think he's got the most experienced staff in the country. He has 8 assistant coaches, Mike, with master's degrees, and he has a law degree. Now, let me tell you something. If there's a more educated group of coaches in the country, I don't know. That guy's done a tremendous job, and you know, he's been mentioned for the Notre Dame job. And a lot of people say maybe, no. What do you think, Mike?
No.
No.
Rick Stanton talked with us about it. He was very candid about the situation and the appreciation of the interest. But Rick in Seattle fit right now. And after going to Colorado and getting it turned in the right direction there and having success, to stay in Seattle and keep building on the Holiday Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, first and second in the league, is the right thing to do at this point in his career.
Well, he's at a position right now in Washington where he has the program heading in the right direction. He's recruiting well. Washington's up and running right now in the Pac-10.
He'll be there. 2nd and 5 after the pickup of 5 on the scramble. No timeouts left. Incomplete. He was looking for Patrick Reddick and almost had it picked off.
Well, if Rick Neuheisel is a good businessman, he'll do what a lot of these coaches all over the country are doing. They're spreading their name out for a Notre Dame job and saying, I'm not interested, but I will sign a long-term contract where I am now.
The Indy people contacted him, and I think Barbara Hedges, one of 2 outstanding athletic directors in this game, the Lost Odds in Texas also. I think Barbara Hedges, she understands the value of Rick Neuheisel in Seattle, and that'll be taken care of, would be my best guess.
Well, he's in that collection of coaches that as soon as a vacancy opens up, boom. Mike Bellotti, Bob Stoops, Rick Neuheisel, they're all candidates for every job.
3rd and 5, they need 53 yards to pull another one out. Going to go long and take a chance down the field. For Arnold, incomplete and no flag, and 1 play left.
If you're going to take a shot like that, you got to look at Reggie Williams, I think, downfield. Tallest receiver, best hands for you wide receivers.
I agree with you. I'll add one thing to it, though. I'd throw the ball to number 14, Jeremy Stevens, in the middle of the field. 6'7", 260 pounds. See if he can out-jump everybody in the middle. Go down, call a quick timeout.
Don't have any.
No timeouts.
Fire, but you got a time. If you get a first down, just fire it into the ground and then take a shot at the end zone. They don't have to throw a Hail Mary 55 yards here to win the game. Try to get the ball downfield about 15 yards and then fire it into the ground.
I'd go to 14, Jeremy Stevens, if I was them.
Here's Washington's last chance. Take it. Can't run out of bounds because he needed the first down. And Texas will do it. The Longhorns will cap the biggest comeback in school history. Major Applewhite on his best career night statistically and most satisfying as well. His final night in the burnt orange, could not watch. Could only wait to listen. Maybe you can see through the towel.
That's a great shot.
Yeah. Mike Schwab, our director, Tom Archer, our producer, our crew. Thank you, folks. Awesome job tonight. A game with 90 points, 5 lead changes, 1,038 yards. Our Capital One player of the game on his final game as a Longhorn, Major Applewhite. Texas has won 11 games for the 5th time in school history. They'll be a top 10 team. And after